searching begins. Find yourself within. Take up your blade. Let the fears within fade. Stories are told as the die roll. Don't be afraid. Make your destiny will find you in me. Friends at your side, may the group with pride. Try as you might, you now live to fight. Monster nor foe can fill you with woe. Enemies in sight, it's time to roll dice. Roll for initiative. Check, please.
Hello, checkers and pleasers. We are back with another session of Check Please. I was gonna say D&D, and I was like, no.
No, that's not the name of our show.
No.
It's on the name of our show, and it's not even really correct.
No,
I
that's
kind
it's
of
also
missed
inaccurate.
the opening
Largely.
that was all "Welcome to Check Please, the D&D podcast" thing. I liked the addition of the
Oh,
thing.
I hated the thing. It sounded so
No.
unconfident.
I don't know.
I liked the thing.
I put in
No,
the
that-
copyright
it's a
for D&D, and I'm still waiting on that. So
Yeah, we'll see if that lands or not. Anyway, welcome to Check Please, the D&D live show. I'm your DM Beardy, and down here are my lovely players.
Hello, my name is Keni, and I play Risen the Fateweaver.
Hello, I'm Foaly, and I play Kurla, the half-orc life oracle.
and I'm Xeno. I play Vera, the creepy insectoid cultist.
And I'm Skrewy. I play Petravian, the Hivekeeper Paladin of Eden and Malefra.
And I'm Grem, and I got nothing clever for this week.
You could
I'm
just
a
introduce your
gnome.
character.
That's
For
for the
once.
last episode. That's to throw him off.
So, so I played the little one.
Oh my god.
The little one.
The one
Yeah,
that's
the small
there
one.
right now.
Yeah.
That's true.
Anyway, with that, let's roll. So last time, the group traveled to the Merry Valley and made contact with Zell, convincing him to try to help the team save the world, even though it would mean him sacrificing himself to do so. They ended up having a conversation with him and then eventually traveling to Presidium to discuss things with Karis. And after having a conversation, realized that the only permanent way to defeat Marcus would be to seal his soul into an object after defeating him. So currently, we are in the backyard of Karis' estate in Presidium on the morning of the 20th of November. So you all find yourselves still, I guess getting ready for things, getting ready for the day, realizing that you have an interesting little bit of adventure ahead of you as you are going to have to liberate the eye of some kind of giant king.
Regicide.
Regicide
Oh, no, he's just gonna give it to us.
Oh, I'm
It's gonna
sure.
be like,
Yeah, exactly.
Probably,
Just
right?
if you ask him nicely, I'm sure.
So, as we're sitting there, Petravian's like cleaning a hammer. And so, if diplomacy goes south, what's the game plan?
Wait, we're starting with diplomacy?
I mean, we try, don't we?
But Vera shrugs.
Well,
I mean, it's a king. A cab. All kings are bastards.
shit.
Beautiful.
That took you a second, didn't it? Well, I mean, I don't know how giants are in this world, but perhaps they are good. Yes, some giants, depending on the world, is good, and some of them it really depends. It just
I mean, if it's a
Yeah,
king,
don't seem-
there's like no way that's good. So,
why
right?
would you judge them on their nobility?
Because it literally means that you're basically forcing yourself against people's will. You know?
I mean, if they want you there or put you there, is it really forced? Or is it forced on the nobility when they are born?
No, it's a
Eye roll.
systemic thing. Because you see, like, if you're placed in the position of power inherently, but there's all these systemic systems that are supporting it, and people are going to be told and believe that the benefits of even I'm not going to question it. But, like, there's no way that one person can have everybody's best interest in mind. That's just not possible.
Kurla is going to kind of be observing all of you, like eyes turning from person to person, but they're also kind of clearly distracted, and they're looking at the giant 25,000 gold piece diamond that they bought earlier, and they kind of have a dazed expression after some of the words that were exchanged with Karis at the end of the last episode.
And as you're looking at that gem in your hand, you're going to be interrupted from your deep thoughts by the sound of what could only be described as scampering feet.
Uncle Petra! Auntie Vera!
I thought I scared you all away.
Hello.
Do you think we really give a shit? Oops.
No, swear. High five on that one.
They look at each other and are like, alright, and hesitantly high five you.
Yeah.
Both of their tiny hands fit inside your giant palm.
Aw. Cute.
We wanted to play with you and that one. And they point at Riz, and Riz is just like, with me, the one you have been running from. And they exchange a look.
I kind of want to exchange a look with them, like, what have you got planned?
They just smile at you with a really big smile.
I like this plan. What game are we playing today?
Well, yes. We were wondering if, we did tag. Yes, tag is a good one. Yes. We're both
I
it.
like tag. Oh. Okay, what are the rules?
You could try to avoid us. And when you look
Okay.
back down, there's only one of them in front of you, and the other is already poking your back.
Oh, shh. Hey, oh. You've gotten a lot faster, haven't you?
Some things have changed for us. Yes, it's very peculiar, but it works.
Oh. Okay. How much of a head start do we have?
Now.
No! Okay.
Don't we have a...
And Petra runs. Petra runs right out the door.
Brother, what the fuck?
They turn.
Sorry,
over-
can't!
You
They
hear
turn-
a voice.
You go.
No, you hear a voice next to you, Vera. It's much smaller and much more plain sounding, and it just almost with an exasperated tone behind it. They're like this all the time.
Yes, I am.
They are.
Auntie Vera, are you going to play with us as well? Yes.
If I do, will you let us talk with your mother?
Will you stop being, mean to her and stop stressing her out? Yes, her grey hairs are getting even greyer.
Ooh.
I look
She
at
doesn't
Karis.
have gray hair.
You know what I mean. Yes, you know what they mean.
I guess.
You know they've been getting stressed too.
Fine.
Well, I mean, sure, they've been getting stressed, but there's nothing we can really do to help all that much, aside from you two causing everyone stress. The little kid next to Vera kind of just wanders away, looking half defeated almost.
For a little bit, and then I turn to everyone else. But then we're talking about this giant. And Vera bursts into a swarm of bees. And just goes straight to the ceiling.
Wonderful, our plan is working. Indeed. And they both lock eyes at Riz, and they just kind of jolt back. I am going to start running now. You should. Yes, you should. Riz books it, and the kids kind of keep exchanging something at each other as they're yelling and running, but you know, it's some of that like breathless yelling, so you can only catch parts of it as they chase after Risen, while one appears to be flashing in and out in certain areas in the garden.
I cast invisibility greater.
All right.
Rip
Well-
Riz.
Well,
Riz cast disintegrate.
so while the rest of you are now playing a nice rousing game of tag, Kurla, you're finding it difficult to have any kind of inner monologue right now with all of this, all of these voices and merriment around you as you look at this diamond in your hand.
Yeah, there's a slight eye twitch going on, although Kurla is trying to keep their temper for a change. But yeah, they're not wholly there right now. They're elsewhere. Their mind may have turned blank, no inner monologue, but they're still just trying to find their way back to what the fuck's going on around them. And I'm still in the room with Karis, right?
We're outside.
You're outside,
Okay.
sitting in the garden, like probably I would imagine like on the step of the gazebo, which is like a nice middle spot in the gardens there.
The gazebo.
Well- Aw.
And as you're kind of sitting on the stoop of the gazebo, looking around, like looking off at the rest of the garden and seeing everybody kind of running around now, being chased by a swarm of bees. The owner of the estate is now appearing in the doorway, back of the house, also to kind of look at all of the sounds. I'm guessing Lovette is also somewhere nearby, probably.
I would imagine so. I was trying to figure that out. I was trying to remember where the hell I was while you were going through this.
We're all here.
I'd say you're probably there with Karis in the doorway.
Yeah. Because I thought we were working on the thing, but you're right. I don't remember. Yeah.
All of the sounds probably drew people back out here anyway. So, Karis turns to look at Lovette standing next to them. So, it's a good thing that your friends are at least they're all still in good spirits after everything.
Yeah, at least on the surface. I mean, it seems like things are going alright. Better than I expected so far.
Most of them, anyway. And she
Yeah.
kind of gestures over toward Kurla
Yeah,
and begins walking over toward the gazebo.
Kurla's actually gonna like stand up and actually say, "If you'll excuse me," and sort of just start wandering out of the gazebo, not quite realizing that, like having heard all the noise, but not really realizing that they're alone in the gazebo. Again, blinking back to reality, and I guess they'll finally look up and see Karis coming towards them.
Yep. So she stops a few paces away from you, and we'll continue. So you seem a bit distracted. Is everything all right?
For certain values of, you know what? I don't have a snarky answer. I am at a crossroads.
All right. Like an emotional crossroads? Like what sort of symbolic thing are we dealing with?
Well, Kurla will hold up the diamond and hand it over actually to Karis.
Oh, this is pretty big. I take it you were wanting to cast a spell with this?
Yeah, and I've cast spells before using diamonds to summon energy and magnify energy and contain energy. You know, I know how they work.
Mm-hmm.
But I bought this not even quite understanding why. I couldn't put my finger on it. I just knew that I had to buy it, that it would be useful. Despite knowing that I've been getting more powerful, getting towards the point of being able to do something, I don't think I wanted to let myself put two and two together until you mentioned earlier what you mentioned about something so obvious that I couldn't even see it in front of my face.
Yeah, I mean they're used in resurrection spells.
Hell, I've done one with a lesser one. Random chap who was part of our caravan. I hope he's doing alright. I could bring back my sister with this.
And what do you think she would want?
I honestly don't know. And that terrifies me.
I mean, it's been a little while, hasn't it?
It has, and the part that I was able to communicate with, I don't know how much of that was her, how much was filtered through my memory of her. I don't know how different she'll be now that the parts of her are combined again. I don't know if the things she said to me then are gonna hold true if I get to speak to her now.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I actually have some experience on this topic. Well, if in my experience, that's not something you have to worry about, but you do need to make sure that you are ready. That things could be different. She'll probably feel the same about you as she did, but things could be different. And if you aren't personally ready, it's going to fall apart.
If not now, then when? There's never going to be a better opportunity than this.
That's a question I've been struggling with for 5 years now, so I don't know.
I hate the thought of using power from that thin to even attempt this. I don't want to run the risk, but at the same time, I can't wait around until I'm able to summon some other gods. I don't even know if that'll be possible, especially with Rez in the condition that they're in. When contacting the gods is costing them so much, I don't even know if I can ask them to help with that anymore.
I might have to do it the old-fashioned way.
Vera is going to recoalesce into herself so she can talk.
Bloody hellfire, where did you... I didn't even know.
Oh my gosh, you and those bees!
I just had to not be in reach of the small children.
They are definitely
Well-
focusing on Riz, and
Or-
I imagine Petravian is somewhere else entirely, still running.
Or whatever age they're like what, 16 now? I don't fucking know. But you have the power now, don't you?
I don't like the sauce of it, but yeah, I have. I think. I never know for certain until I do a spell, but when I get the idea that I can do it, most of the time, yeah, I can. It's just how the powers have developed.
You might not like it, but who knows how long you'll have the power, you know? And Vera will take out Healer's Sting. It's kind of like sharpening a knife and not using it. If you have this power and it's just on the wayside, what's the point? Even if it's gained from somewhere nefarious, if you can do something positive with it, isn't that worth it?
That's what I've always tried to do with this power. There's so much that could go wrong.
It certainly is, but you have a better chance than the last time we tried this. Nobody has to die to make it happen, at least.
It's true, and I mean, it's pretty safe here as far as things go. So if you need a place to do that, here's as good as any.
If she does come back, if she does choose to come back, I can't send her to Paliana. I can't go with her to Paliana, not with things as dire as they are.
Karis raises a hand. This is a home for a lot of broken people, and your sister would be welcome here too.
Slight flash in Kurla's eyes at the description of their sister as broken, but at the same time they understand where Karis is coming from, and they will down that gut response in favor of logic and empathy and understanding, which is
How
tricky
dare
for
you.
them. The old Kurla would have jumped on that. Thank you, Karis. That means more to me than I can tell you. You were going to say something, Lovette?
Oh, just that she would fit right in, I think.
Gesture at all the running, screaming children.
And then like one small child that's
Yeah.
just kind of walking around, not really participating, but just being near enough to the action.
Petravian's kind of like trying to sneak up and like tap them on the head.
They always
Which one?
disappear. One of them always disappears right before you can touch them and flash off farther down the lawn.
Oh, as they continue giggling.
You can't catch us!
Oh no. Do I do a stupid?
Are you still
Oh, how
invisible?
What do you think?
Yeah.
How stupid are we talking now? These are.
How stupid do you want to get with 2 children?
Petra is like 300 pounds of stupid, so that's real. That could be real dangerous.
It could be a lot of stupid. Let's see. What's the idea?
I was gonna try to. Well, actually, let me see if I even have it. Ooh, I could do it. I could.
I full attack.
Yes.
Some chisel.
I kind of want to use the spell Flash Forward.
Well, if you're gonna start using like spells and stuff, don't forget to summon chisel first.
Jeez.
Sit on it, all right?
If you want to cast a spell, go for it. We're
Yeah,
not
you know
in
what?
initiative, so you can do what you like.
Yeah, you know what? Petravian's gonna give it like, fine. You know what? He's gonna go Flash. He's gonna think like, what would Riz do?
You're going to try and
This.
smite them, aren't you?
No, he's gonna.
Let him do
He's
his
going to.
thing.
Sorry.
That's
He's
what Riz
gonna.
would do, though.
He's going to try to. Essentially channel, like his inner Riz, and use Flash Forward.
Okay.
Let me
Go ahead.
post that in there.
Sure.
And for the audience, how does that spell
Yes.
work?
Yeah.
So
What happens?
basically, it's like a charge, but at the end, I go back to where I was, so as if time never happened.
You're
Okay,
charging
okay.
them?
So you're making a charge attack at the children?
Not attack, but like just to
Tag
tap.
them.
Aren't you running
Yeah.
away from them?
No, I turned.
Screwy had
switched it
decided that
around.
he was it,
Yeah.
and I wasn't gonna argue.
Okay. I would like you to make a combat maneuver.
You got it. CMB. There you are.
This is all while you're invisible, so no one sees any of this.
Yeah, pretty much.
If you
Okay,
think the
never mind.
kids can't see him while he's invisible.
Well,
32.
I was gonna comment on it, but I guess I wouldn't see it.
Okay. Well, Petravian, you lunge forward, and you reach forward, and you manage to lay a hand on the arm of one of the twins. Which would you prefer, Marculus or Saluna?
Let's go with Marculus.
All right, so you rush forward, and you manage to grab Marculus's arm and then teleport back to where you were standing. So you did make a touch, and then return to where you were, maybe 20 feet back.
Haha, you're it.
Marculus turns and just kind of has this expression, this sour look.
Well, you know what? No one can prove it. So ha!
Yes, but you would know.
Someone's already tapped you on your back.
Fuck.
You forgot about me.
Well, we can at least
Mm.
we can at least hear Petravian, right?
Oh yeah, you
Yes.
can
Oh
hear
yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll look over to Karis and be like,
Can we leave Zoltan here too?
Since he used a spell, technically, though, invisibility, doesn't it? Oh, wait, it's greater. I don't
No.
know how greater works.
No, it just lasts.
It just lasts.
yeah.
Mhm. It's gonna be running out relatively soon, though.
Yeah.
It only lasts for you for you
One
slightly less than 2
round
minutes.
per level.
I understand. Just
Okay,
slightly
yeah.
less than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's getting on in its duration
Yeah.
at this point.
It'll drop.
Remember, if you attack my brother, you will always be wide open for the other. And they're already gone.
Mm-hmm.
Dark.
And he's just like, he comes to like he slows down run. I'm gonna have to remember that.
And right about then is when the invisibility will
drop.
drop and you'll become visible again.
And fun.
He has
You
his hands
touch
on his
them.
hips.
No, you touch them. I dare you to do it first. Well, I dare you to do it. And they just keep cornering Riz as they're fleeing and attempting to climb a tree to no avail. I
Like
don't
little
know
Yippee. Oh.
what is happening. Why am I also in this game? Because we asked and you ran. Okay.
Do I see them?
Oh yeah, they're
Mhm.
they're cornering Riz by the big tree in the backyard.
Yeah.
Hey, Riz.
Yes.
Do you want me to help you?
Yes.
It would be so funny if
I
Petra
cast
cut the tree
King's
down right now.
Castle.
I'm sorry. You do what?
I cast King's Castle.
Okay. That is a spell that switches your place with that of an ally.
So I come
Okay.
just into range,
Okay.
and then I'm up in the tree.
So Riz is now standing in the garden by near the like splitting the difference between
kids.
Oh, the
Splitting the difference between
bowfinger.
the purple tree and the large tree, and now Petravian is up in the tree with the kids beneath him.
And they,
Just waiting
they
for.
stop and stare at you.
Uncle Petravian, yes. How many
Yeah.
cookies would it take for us to enlist you? We want to figure out what that person is, yes. They're a bunch of squiggles, but they're weird squiggles, and we want to understand it more.
Well, why didn't you ask them?
It's less
I mean,
fun.
yes, this is fun. You're not wrong, but I'm
Well,
sure
I
they'd
don't
love
want
to
to
tell
touch them, and I don't want to touch them. But they dared me, and I dared them, and they dared me then in return.
By this point, Kimball
Cheeky.
has now shuffled up to the twins. I mean, if they wanted to tell you what they were, then they would have by now. I mean, they don't look that interesting.
you. Did you ask?
Well, there was the last time you all were here. We came late at night. And, we explained they look like squiggles, and then they got very concerned. We did give them the picture, though. I thought that was recompense enough. That's not how that word's pronounced. Tomato, tomato.
You know what? I bet you if you try it again.
They just turn violently at the same time. And Riz is just like, oh, come on.
How many
No cookies for you, Petra.
Uncle Petra?
And they both slowly turn to look back at you.
3 cookies?
I'm a
5 cookies. Well, very easy to get them. We'll be back in a
I
flash,
am-
really.
I am a high keeper paladin of Eden, left, right.
I don't know what that
cannot
means.
be bought.
I am a paladin.
I cannot people.
Doesn't that just mean you're religious and can hit things?
Yes, but
Oh.
it means honor, and I can't be bought.
Isn't
don't know if
religion
that's-
bought you already?
Ooh.
Isn't that exactly what it is?
How?
Yikes.
Riz!
Yes? Why are they staring at us like this?
Because they're very curious about you and they want to talk to you.
That's creepy!
Yes, I know. Children are wonderful, aren't they?
Normally I would say yes, but they call me Squiggly.
I think that's a term of endearment.
It's not.
No, I don't think it's
I'm
meant
working,
to be
I'm
term of
working.
endearment at all.
Riz, I think they just want to understand you. Okay? I will sit right with you. How about that?
I don't understand myself. How is this going to help?
But I think you should talk to them. I really do.
I really relate to that.
And Riz just
Maybe they have.
hangs their
Maybe they
head.
have. Come on over. Come on, we'll sit. We'll sit. Can they have cookies too?
That wasn't part of the bargain.
I know, but please.
Do you want cookies? No, I'm not really a sweet person.
How about tea?
I can make my own Petravian. Stop patronizing me. You think I can be bought like this?
I'm just trying to broker a deal here.
Money!
You don't want money anymore.
It'll be gone soon, don't worry.
He's the bridge between
I was
the
literally
children and-
coming over here anyways. Why are you making it worse?
So while the 4 or 5 of them, if you count Kimball in that equation, while the 4 or 5 of them continue to have their ongoing conversation, meanwhile, in the shade of the gazebo,
Was Lisa inclined over there?
I
It's
think
hard to
so.
tell, but
I-
it is
It's kind of concerning.
a little bit. Anything that
Weird.
can do that to
I mean-
Riz is forced to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
The kids aren't. They're mischievous. They're not really going to hurt anybody. So I mean, they're fine.
Touch
They're
him!
just-
No, you touch him!
Their game
Yeah,
sucks.
they're just curious. Oh, hey Vera.
Vera was here last time the conversation was going.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Garrus just didn't notice.
That's fine. I'm very stealthy.
That's true.
So, Kurla, do you want me to get a room ready, or what?
I think. Twilight was our favorite time of day when the moon was coming out, the stars. It's when we would sneak out and lay out under them and get in no small amount of trouble for that, but I always took the rap. Can I do it outside? Is that all right with you?
Yeah, of course. And
You don't happen to know what the phase of the moon is right now, do you? If kind of lost track.
She thinks about it for a moment and is like, it's a waxing gibbous right now.
Aye, so it is. It was that the last time I think I asked, but
So
you lose
it's
track of time on
it's
epic
about
quests,
3
apparently.
It's almost completely full actually. The full moon's tomorrow.
Part of me wants to delay till then, but we're gonna have to be out and about by then. World to save and all that.
That's true.
Yeah, Vera gave a glance.
I suppose nearly full will have to do.
I'm gonna find a spot and then try and prepare as best I can.
Mhm.
Do you need to hide?
Pardon me?
Do you need to travel with the disc? Do you have what you need with you?
Oh, yes. Sorry,
Oh.
I wasn't quite following what you were saying there, but yes, I
Oh.
have. I think everything that I need
I see.
to do this. I just need to find a nice spot and summon up the courage, you know.
Yeah, the belt is not easy.
I would appreciate it. I would like it if people were there, but I'm not gonna ask that because I can't speak to whether or not you all care enough about this to want to be there. There's no judgment there. It's not a test. If you want to be there, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine. It's just a choice for you to make.
Do you want us to be there?
If you want to be there,
I
I would very
want
much
to be
appreciate
there.
the company.
Vera shrugs.
Whichever way this.
Sure.
I would be honored.
And Kurla will look to Karis as well.
I mean, it's sure. If you want me to be there, I'll be there. Would you? No. I'll get a room set and ready, just to to have all that ready for you in advance.
You mean if she does decide to come back?
Yeah. Should I get 2 rooms ready?
I'm actually. I'm sorry, Beardy. I'm not clear because I had said that they were gonna do it outside. So room.
The
for
room
what
is
exactly?
Right.
so they
Oh.
can live there.
Sleep.
The other room would be
Right.
for Kurla to live there.
Well, I'm.
Like, Karis is looking at you, offering you a space here to live if you so chose.
Let's just take it one step at a time, Karis. I appreciate it very much.
Of course.
I don't know if we're gonna walk away from what's going on. So,
I mean, these folks have been through some pretty crazy stuff before. I'm sure this will be just about the same. I mean, I can't imagine. No, it'll be fine. Everyone will pull through this.
Flashbacks of us being torn apart by Ish.
Yeah. You can call him Grishnal.
Hmm.
Ish is his loving nickname.
That my great great grandpappy gave him.
and nothing bad came of it.
Of the nickname? No. Of his actual
any
name?
of it.
Very.
I don't know. What bad came out of that nickname was puns.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What you gonna do?
Get pun damage.
We don't do that anymore, and you know
Well,
it.
I know.
No,
We just
Kurla
suffer
is-
internally.
Kurla will excuse themselves, and actually they'll hold out their hand first to retrieve the diamond from Karis, and also the healer's sting from Vera, who had sharpened it and was using it to demonstrate a point.
So, Karis will return the diamond to you.
Yep, and Vera has the blade in her hand, so you can grab it.
Does she actually return it? Oh, okay.
They do a flourish.
All right, Kurla will tuck both items back into their belt and their pouches, and they will excuse themselves and go off to find an area of the grounds where they can sit and spread out some items and try and find some focus and center themselves in the way that Jiro has been teaching them.
Mm-hmm.
Because they want to do this with a quiet mind, or as quiet a mind as they can. And they want to do it at dusk. So what are other people doing in the meantime?
Oh, at that point, Karis would look over to Lovette and say, "Do you have a minute?"
Of course.
Good. I wanted to go over how the NSD is doing, and what our next steps are.
So good. I love you.
Not the clues this name, but yeah, yes, please give it a
I
look.
mean, I didn't name it either. It just kind of stuck.
Yeah,
So-
I did. Who was that said that?
Was it you who started it?
Sucky device. It does not suck.
It's what it fucking
It's great.
does.
It's
Embarrassing.
great.
So, Karis will walk with Lovette back into the manor and head to the workshop where the device is being constructed. On the way, she's gonna, as the two are walking. So, how's your other projects going?
They're getting complicated.
I'm trying to. Okay, so I hate to be remembering all the stuff, but it's been 2 weeks. We already spoke to Karis though about the. Did they already speak about the Vasca stuff? I think so.
That's an excellent question.
You might
'Cause
have
I know
brought it up, but I don't know how much detail you went into it.
I was on my agenda to talk about. If they didn't, it was only because we got distracted.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you did. I don't remember.
My guess is I don't remember something like that. So why don't you
I
just
also,
go into
I also
it?
don't. I also don't remember that conversation. So I
All
apologize.
right, well, it didn't happen. If
I
you're
apologize
viewers, if
to-
we're wrong, then sorry.
Sorry for
That's
the
true.
people who binge this.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we're retreading ground, we apologize. There was a bit of a hiccup in time,
Anyway.
real life time, that caused us to maybe forget. Anyway, life moves on. So, as Karis is walking next to you, she'll inquire about your other project.
They're going, I guess, well on a technical front, but they've gotten complicated.
Okay.
Uh,
Complicated how? Is
so,
it something I can help with?
Perhaps in the long run, I think so. Yes.
Okay.
You have knowledge of souls. Do you know how they are constructed?
I mean, at like a fundamental level, maybe,
Yes.
but not in like specifics of it. But I kind of understand the general idea of how they come about, and they're kind of like effectively the thing that happens when you die and you go to this sort of vortex that kind of sorts your soul into the afterlife. That energy kind of bleeds back into that, and it sends souls back into the material world to inhabit people and things like that. So it's kind of part of the natural balance process of the universe, I guess. But as far as like how they're created specifically, I couldn't really get into too much detail.
Well, I'm starting to get into that detail. I've been getting help from Voska. Apparently, when we went through these godly trials in Prota, I made an impression. And
That's good. That's great. Actually, that I never took you for the religious type.
I didn't think so either, but he said just kind of keep doing what you do, and I was like, well, alright, if that's all you're gonna require, I'm not going to complain about it. But it's been interesting because this device may be able to solve little problems. I may be able to give souls to the simulacra I made. I may be able to make more people like Archibald.
Wow. Like,
I might even be able to bring back Moira for real. But I would probably just not be the same for it.
what does that mean?
Well, we haven't got into the final draft, but not even close. But it's looking like I will have to sort of embed myself into the device.
Like to use it? Like
yeah,
you like have to climb inside it to manipulate it, and then
yes,
you
just
climb
goes
back out.
Well, except that part.
Just that Anakin Skywalker meme.
But you can get out of it, right?
Get out, right?
You can get out
Get
of
out,
it,
right?
right?
I mean, perhaps it's possible, but this might be, as they say, a full-time job.
And around that point, the two of you arrive at the laboratory, and you see this giant spiral device of this enormous siphon funnel thing that fills up the majority of the room. That sounds really, really final, I guess, in a way that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, I mean, as hell. It kind of clipped up on me, but it's not done yet. I have time to think about it. And, the other thing that's been on my mind a lot is what I'm going to do with the rest of my life.
That is a heavy one. Whatever I can do to help you decide, I guess let me know.
Okay.
Wow. That's... I mean, I didn't figure that this would be like a trade sort of situation.
It usually is.
Yeah, you're right about that.
And I'm not sure myself. There are still things I have to figure out. It's definitely complicated. I feel like I owe it to some people that I am responsible for the existence of, but I also think, I don't know, there might be something else to live for. But it won't be for a long time. This is going to take a long time to build.
Yeah. Of course. Karis kind of has a weird look on her face. Yeah.
Well, outside of your nice life span, most likely, so I don't have to worry about it.
Sure, yeah. Anyway, so the device here,
NSD.
pretty sure it's gonna work pretty well. Yeah, it's
Yeah, it looks great.
It's attuned to where it needs to be. It's set to open a gate to the upper planes and just sort of pour positive energy out. It should be really something. I wouldn't be near it once you activate it, though, just for safety's sake. Just activate it and then get to a safe distance. Have you ever seen a water balloon?
Yes.
Have you ever filled one before?
What the fuck is a water?
Yeah.
What the fuck is water?
What's a
Balloons
balloon?
exist.
We
Balloons
usually fill it with
Balloons
oil,
are-
but I get
balloons are
the
now
idea.
Balloons exist.
But what about water?
Ew, no.
Look, in the Steam aisle, they got plenty of rubber to make balloons
Yeah,
with. It's just the water that's hard to come by.
That's true. All I have is a cantrip called Create Balloon.
Yeah, they have like so instead of water balloons, they fill them with oil.
I'm just saying.
A lot of latex on the Steam aisles,
Yeah.
don't they?
Or they're just called suit balloons. They have water in them, but they call them suit balloons.
Have you ever? So basically, normally, if I were to channel positive energy right now, it would heal your injuries or wounds or whatever, and it would be kind of a nice tingling sensation.
Yes.
You've been there before. I've healed you plenty of times.
Yeah.
Brisk and invigorating.
But this thing, the NSD here, it's going to spill out so much positive energy. It would be like, imagine you were a water balloon, and then you filled it on like a raging river, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger, and then would eventually pop. That would be what happens if you got too close to this thing while it was running.
You're saying it would heal me to death.
Yes, I'm
like-
saying it would probably cause you to explode. It wouldn't be pretty.
It'd be like chewing 5 gum.
Oh my god. Not sponsored.
True.
Not sponsored.
Obviously.
Obviously.
But we could be.
That'd be awesome.
Hey,
Though.
5.
We'll chew
Hit
for
us
ya.
up.
Uh-huh. But we won't swallow.
We're all out of bubblegum, but we could not be.
We could
A
not.
lady
be.
always swallows.
What is up with you tonight, Skrewy? My
I
God!
don't know.
I'm in for it.
Me too,
It's
but
good energy.
damn!
I'll leave it
All right.
be.
So, yeah. So, Karis explains that the NSD would probably cause people to blow up if they were too close to the device, but otherwise explains that she believes it's fully functional and ready to go.
What would it do if you were not alive? Like, if we were to set this off nearby Malchus.
Oh, I mean, this would devastate the undead. I mean, that's kind of the point, though, right?
Yeah, would this maybe do the job of the Black Sapphire? Get rid of him, or not that much?
Oh, I mean, not permanently, because I imagine if he's half as strong as I think he is, he's probably anchored to this plane in more than one way. So the whole point of that soulbind is to anchor him in something that he doesn't want to be anchored into, something he can't get out of.
I see.
Because like a lot of times, liches and the sort, they'll link their life force to some kind of receptacle that their soul can be safely contained into. That it's safe and it won't be destroyed, but they can also freely exercise their essence in and out of that, so they can still project their will into the world and take corporeal form and things like that. So that's a pretty complicated thing, but it every lich has done that. That's how they're formed. But if you weren't able to find that, say that device, that phylactery itself was bigger or more complicated or something, or he's bound his spirit into something that isn't as tangible or as easily destroyed as a little bottle or box, the best thing we could do then is defeat his corporeal form and then bind him into something that he can't escape from, which would be like a black sapphire. But it would be difficult to pull off because you would have to vanquish him in the first place. And, I mean, he's supposed to have been the strongest necromancer to ever live, so. Yeah.
Well, it's probably the plan either way. I don't think we are getting around that one. I don't think he's just going to lie down and let us do this.
No, I imagine not. That would be really easy if he did, though. Maybe you should ask him. I'm sure we're due a freebie, right?
Yeah. I feel like it's the same way at this point. Also, I feel like we got a few freebies in the Qingdao. It's quite nice there. Very organized.
Huh, that sounds nice.
Also, question: is the maze there, or is it still blown up from when Vera
Burnt
blew
it
up?
during like the wedding.
No, not the wedding.
When did you blow it up?
Before we went to Pentris, when Vera was super
That's
stressed,
right.
she let out a firestorm.
I doubt it's grown back by then.
It has been repaired. There's a few errant scorch marks, but the majority of it has been repaired. Karis knows some druids and has been able to get things fixed.
Ones that aren't Vera.
Yeah,
Some
ones that
other
are
druids.
So hey, you can burn it down
actually
again.
grow plants.
Right?
Yeah.
Just like to think that the whole maze is just trimmed to accommodate the burns. It's like, no, it was always this short. You could always see over it.
Yeah. But no, it's been relatively patched up. It's not a crater anymore.
That's unfortunate.
You can always cast Firestorm again.
That's true. I can fix this.
Yeah.
You mean unfix it?
Mm.
No, fix it.
So, at that point, I guess Lovette and Karis will start to head back, unless there's anything else Lovette needed to do with the device.
Probably, but I don't know. I'm a dumb little gremlin over here. I have no idea what the
Well, a little bit of time will pass, and you all will head back, and you're standing there at the edge of the back of the house, and let's see here if this works. So that is what you see,
Oh,
roughly.
Ooh.
So
fun.
it is a view of the back of the estate, looking out over the garden and the Saracen Mountains in the distance.
That is lovely.
That's really fun.
So you're standing there, and you can see, the kids at this point have I would imagine, given enough time, they would have fully captured Riz.
I mean, at that point, the last time we saw him, Riz was walking towards them, so
Yeah,
They gotta get close.
it's happened.
it has happened. Riz has been captured.
Rip.
Oh shit. Who's your new character gonna be?
Yeah, two of the children are crying at a pile of dust,
Touched it too hard.
saying, "But what do we lose?"
So my question is, Beardy, what does happen when one of them touches Riz?
Have you ever licked a battery?
Yes,
Constantly, every day.
all the time.
I love Battery. It's my favorite.
We go
Yeah.
through the pack in like a week.
You start off with a double
Three
A's,
pints
you
a day,
get
baby.
really into it. When it stops working, you start doing the 9 volts, and from there it becomes really a problem when you're on the
Then
car
you start going
batteries.
to the car batteries, and
Yeah.
that gets real fun.
It gets bad. Well, it's a similar feeling to that. It's this odd electrical sensation.
So they're touching Riz or they're licking Riz? Just to...
Why not both?
It's kind of like a touch, and then like a touch, and maybe like a giggle every now and then, as they're making a game of it, because of course they are.
So, what do you say? You said squiggles. Could you be a little bit more specific?
We drew a
Oh, what'd you see?
picture. Oh,
I didn't see
just
it.
a second. And Riz will pull out a picture, and it's literally a bunch of scribbles.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
It's
So
like
cute.
Are there eyes
Yeah.
on it?
No.
Wait
It's
till
like
they see the horse.
goopy squiggles. Yes.
Huh.
I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't put it on the fridge. Didn't even try.
Sure would, Vera. I'm sure.
Let's just say Soluna's the one who drew it.
We know who's not being an artist.
It's true.
Yeah,
They
I
don't
was
have an
gonna say,
artistic
I'm
bone
not
in
gonna
their
post that
body.
shit.
Marculus would have put way more effort in.
They would have. He would have added layering and stuff, and like some cross hatching, like early crayon cross hatching. He would have shaded that shit.
Yeah.
So,
You can keep
Interesting.
hemming and hawing at the scribble drawing, but it is still just scribbles.
no, but aren't you, so? The way it works is they're that people who don't see the real you are supposed to see what they think.
I mean, that has been usually the case. People see what they want. But I doubt the kids would want something, horrific.
Squiggly.
Oh, you don't know they're children.
True. No, we don't see a fake version of you.
Oh.
It's not your fault. Well, actually, it is your fault for all the curses you have on you.
It's not very nice to say to someone.
But it's true.
Kimball will chime up from like
How
a
do you
book
know
nearby.
they have curses on them?
It's all over them. It's the
You can't-
squiggles.
Yeah. Can't you see them?
No, I cannot.
It's the wormy squiggles. It's like constantly. Yes, constantly.
Huh.
Like a monster. But it only
They-
feels like electricity, so that's good.
It is quite disgusting, though. Yes, very.
Just Riz just taking it.
Oh, you're gonna lecture Vera about it, but then you're gonna take it from these
They're
kids.
children! And Riz actually likes kids.
That's true.
Wow, that's really interesting.
And slightly
so-
traumatizing, to say the least.
Little, yeah, but it's just I'd never thought of curses like that.
Oh, curses are disgusting. Yes, absolutely.
Well, like, in theory, yes, but I didn't think what essentially visually they would.
In
Like the
theory,
magic
no.
would
In
look like.
actuality, everything about a curse is pretty disgusting. Yes, very.
Mhm.
Well, the visuality of what a curse looks like as it's
You can't
on
see
a
it.
person. No.
He can't see it.
No, most mortals can't. It's just part of life.
Oh. Well, why?
Wait,
Is it a mortal thing? It's just they have issues.
wait. You guys,
Kimball nods.
why do you say most mortals?
Well, you are like everyone else.
Yes. And you're not?
We were born from crystals, Uncle Petravian.
Yes, I know, but you're still.
It's not that unusual for an Oread, right?
Well, let me tell you how Oreads are born.
Do you actually know, Skrewy?
No, I have no fucking
Okay.
idea.
You ever seen a geode?
It's like an egg.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Fucking Geodude.
It's terrible.
They grow their arms first.
The moment we exited, the moment we exited our parents' existence, we became aware of the world.
Huh.
Well, I suppose we were a bit aware of the world before then, but it was more like hearing sounds while your ears were covered. Yes, that's sort of like what it was.
Muffled and muted.
Yes, that was before we were rejected from their system, to say the least, yes. And then we landed on the ground.
Nearly ejected.
And you fought that thing. With the mouth
Yep.
for a stomach.
Yup.
Mother's friend disappeared that day.
They did. They did.
Who are the friends?
Friend in quotations.
Friends,
Yeah.
The kids, the kids don't even know at that part.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
They
It's
weren't
just-
around for that.
They understood it was special.
They're like, wow, Harris is really sad about this. They must have been really good
They were
friends.
really good. They must have been really close friends, yeah.
So when you get rid of a curse, it's almost wiping it off.
It's more like extraction the way we view it. Like plucking a hair. Yes, that's a good analogy. Yes, yes.
Well,
It will
looking at
hurt.
the-
That's gonna confuse
Can you
Petra. Don't talk about hair.
well, here's a quick. Hold on. You could see all these curses on them.
Yeah.
Could you? Can you say anything in particular about them?
I don't know
Or-
how often we can explain what it looks like.
No.
Oh, it's never too many times
Like
with him.
in terms of like how to approach to get rid of it.
Petravian, we don't want the curses on us.
Have you tried
It's-
to remove curse?
I have. I. There.
We know
There
better
has
than
been
to
one.
mess with god magic.
Yeah, but I don't.
It's a
Aren't
really
you
bad
a holy
idea.
man?
Yes, but I'm also rather stupid.
All he does is mess with god magic.
Oh, screw it.
The squiggles Petravian, think of the squiggles as being like very sticky, and if you were trying to pull them off of Riz, they would just get stuck to you.
And they would still be on Rizan.
Or does Petravian have some on him then?
Phil, do I have any on me?
The kids don't see any squiggles on
Oh,
Petravian.
okay. just making sure.
Miraculously, you have yet to be cursed.
It's just
All
the
your
grass hair.
curses were already removed.
That was fortunate. When I died. Hey, there's a solution.
Are you telling me
Kill
to die for
Riz?
Petravian?
I mean, it did.
Just like a little update. Do you remember when we were in kind of that like snowy area
yeah.
and the worm fucking exploded and I did in fact fucking die?
It's such a fucking great delivery.
I don't think death will solve it. No, if anything, it might make it worse.
Worse.
If they don't solve their problems. Yes.
Yeah, that tends to make things worse.
Well,
It's like
I
they'd
hope
be
this-
stuck in limbo, maybe.
Yeah. Curse would just go with them into whatever afterlife they went to.
The whirlpool. Yes, the whirlpool.
Mm-hmm. It'd be really bad.
No one wants to go there at this age. Not like that. Oof. Disgusting.
I've been in that. Kimball just kind of says matter-of-factly.
Yes, but you weren't like that.
I wasn't
you're
covered in scribbles.
Precious little sister. We wouldn't let you go.
No. Kimball just looks away and frowns.
oh jeez.
We'll protect you for the rest of our existence.
I'm technically older than both of you, right?
They exchange a look. That's not really an emotion per se, but a thought.
Bless these two.
All right.
A lot of people are technically older than us. And they're still stupider.
Kimball will glance at Petravian.
No.
Oh.
It's terrible.
I know my boy. He's a fucking himbo. He's adorable, but a fucking moron.
Well, thank you for educating Petravian children.
Will
I
you
like learning
remember
new
it?
things.
Doubtful.
I mean, I'm sure some of it will stick.
Some, not all.
Ah, I see what you
Probably
did there.
the scribble part, maybe.
I was gonna say, you got the scribbles on hand in case you need them again. In case he forgets.
Poor Petra.
Just imagine, but just like, wait, Riz has a curse, and just pull out the scribble. And, right, the scribbles.
right. Thank you. Visual learner. Thank you.
We're not saying that other people are lesser beings. They're just different from us.
We might be saying the lesser beings.
But Mom says we're not supposed to say that.
Kimball's just shaking her head at this point.
It's just... we know things. That's all it is.
So, as the conversation winds down and time begins to crawl forward, is there anything else folks would like to do for the remainder of the 20th of November? Or am I free to roll it forward to the evening?
Let's do that.
All right. So time will pass as people stay the day at Karis's estate. You all have a nice lunch and then a nice relaxing dinner later that night.
I don't think
And-
Kurla will have attended either. I think they will have.
Are they
They will
still
still be-
outside?
Yeah. Yes, they are.
And the hours roll forward until the sun is low in the sky and the moon is high in the sky. And it is, as I said before, almost full, nearly full. And it has a lovely gold skew to it tonight.
Nice.
We open on Karis walking out into the garden to check on Kurla. You didn't make it to dinner. Are you all right?
Kurla is sitting facing towards, I guess, where does the moon rise in Adrian?
East.
Okay. They're sitting facing east in one of the grassier areas. They've taken off their cloak, they've spread it on the ground, they're sitting on that. Of course, crisscross applesauce because it's
There's
the
no
only
other
legal way
way.
of sitting. There's no other way. They have spread out
not
in front
legally.
of them the patchwork quilt that is still stained in one corner with that horrible black ichor. On top of that, they've placed the locket that their father gave them and the large diamond, and they have their eyes closed and they're meditating as best they can. But when Karis walks up and asks that question, they will sort of half turn and say, "Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. I just have been trying to focus, trying to get my mind into the right place for this. I think intentions kind of matter here, so."
Sure. And you also missed dinner and lunch both.
Did I?
Are you not hungry at all?
I'm hungry all the time, so I guess I'm just kind of used to it, to be honest with you.
Oh.
Didn't time passed a little bit faster than I anticipated. That's kind of. I guess I was doing something right. Jiro might be proud. Where is that guy anyway?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
please.
I will happily make a perception check. That
Riz
is
gonna
a.
be sorry, not Riz. Kurla's gonna be checking over their shoulder long after Jiro, long after he's fucking dead of
Pretty
like
much,
old
yeah.
age or whatever. Just
That-
everywhere they go. Where
That
is
was-
he? He's definitely
you-
here.
You
That
look
was a
around
27.
and you do not see Jiro anywhere around. So you're actually not sure. You haven't seen Jiro since a little bit after you arrived this morning.
Interesting. I don't suppose you got any rotten meat for old time's sake, do you?
No, I don't have any on hand. I did bring you this, and she holds up a cloth bundle, and kind of holds it in your direction.
Kurla's actually going to stand and dust themselves off a little bit and take the bundle and give Karis a kind of awkward but grateful smile. Thank you for that. You're very kind. You've always been very kind to me, and I appreciate that, considering that you're closer to my companions. You've known them a hell of a lot longer than you've known me. Also, considering that we're kind of on natural flip sides of the whole life-death equation.
I mean, are we?
No,
I
I,
don't
suppose
know.
we're not.
I figured we're kind of on the same team here. I mean, we both made it our jobs to keep these people alive.
No, that's absolutely accurate. And I've been figuring out a few things about the life-death balance and realizing that I've had a few things wrong in my time.
It's tricky, that's for sure.
No, I can't say that again.
Anyway, if you were hungry, it's just a little bit of stuff from the kitchen. It's not anything too crazy, but I just didn't know if you wanted to do that ceremony on an empty stomach.
That's very thoughtful of you. May I ask you something?
Sure. Yeah.
Does Kurla? I'm trying to remember if Kurla knows about Kimball in terms of Kimball having been brought back. I think that's a conversation they've had.
I believe so, and if not, I would assume that that's something that had been discussed at some point in the last year.
Sure.
With some member of the party at some point. I'm sure
Okay.
that has come up.
Then Kurla will say, What was it like when you brought your sister back?
It was terrifying. I was completely frozen with fear because I had done all of the calculations that I could, and I had made everything as ready as I could make it, and I wasn't sure if it was going to work. So I was terrified. And it worked as well as I could have ever hoped. She's alive, and she's adjusting to life again. I think it's been a lot for anyone to bounce back from that completely normal. But I think every day she's getting a little more used to having a pulse.
I'm glad for you. I'm happy for you. And for her, for that matter. Could
Yeah.
she have moved on if she'd chosen to? Or was that not the way that your methods worked?
I mean, it's maybe selfish to say, but that was never on the table.
I say.
I was getting her back, and that was the end of it. So
You'd
maybe
say yeah.
maybe that is a bit different between us then.
You say you ran the equations and so forth. It's not like that. For me, it's just impulse and instinct, and most of the time things work out the way I think that they will. But in this case, I don't think it is my will. I think it's up to her. And I don't know what she's gonna do.
I think that it sounds comforting, almost.
How do you mean?
To not really have to go through all of the calculations and just to kind of feel your way through it. It seems nice, in a way.
It's frightening in its own way.
Yeah. I suppose whenever anyone does something like this, it's always going to be difficult and scary. So it's
if I and the rest of Fortune's favor, as Riz dubbed us, if we get through this, if Verla comes back, I would like to spend some time here. I would. I think there are things that you and I could learn from each other, and I think this would be a good place for them. So thank you for that. I wasn't expecting that, and I could never have asked that of you. Truth be told, I didn't know what to do if I hadn't thought that far ahead. If she does come back, I wasn't sure where to send her, and no one's going to be safe until we get this job done.
We have pancakes every Thursday morning. And you can have as many as you'd like to eat.
Pancakes sound amazing.
Is there anything that I can do to help before you're ready to cast that spell?
You've already done a lot for me. I'm gonna tuck into this, and Kurla will sort of shake the little wrapped bundle, and then would you mind letting people know that I would like them to be here if they wish to be, but that it's up to them. It's not an expectation. If that makes sense. I don't want to impose on people. I don't particularly want to do this by myself. I will if I have to, but it's up to them.
Of course.
It's all about choice, isn't it?
So, Karis will go off and gather those who wish to observe, I guess. Is that what... Did I understand that correctly?
Effectively, yeah, observe and sort of moral support.
Okay.
Oh, is it time?
So, who would like to go to Kurla's spell casting here?
Me.
Yeah.
Well, that
Alright.
will be there.
All right, so everyone but Riz?
No, I'll come.
Okay.
I'll just stand pretty far in the back.
Rooting.
Interesting.
All right. Well, the group will gather and wait just far enough away to give Kurla space to concentrate and do everything they need. And they have this a blanket laid out on the ground, all of the various things they need to cast the spell laid out upon it. And the sun is setting, and the moon is glowing with a nice golden pale light tonight.
Yeah, they will have finished off the food and set aside the napkin in which it was wrapped, and they will also have taken out a scroll of Soul Seeker and placed that beside the diamond, the locket, atop the blanket. And they will, again, sitting cross-legged, they will take a deep breath, and they will first cast Speak with Soul, so that their eyes will close and they will concentrate, they will draw in this energy, doing their best to maintain that inner balance that sets aside for a moment the question of where it's all coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And they will, yes, cast Speak with Soul.
All right. Cast the spell, and you commune with the soul of Verla, which, as you cast the spell, this tethered object to you becomes visible to your eyes again as it sort of hovers out from your form in front of you. It's this large white sphere of energy. It exudes a feeling of calm as you look at it. It seems peaceful.
Kurla will kind of mumble to themselves, their eyes downcast, and then they will begin again, actually raising their eyes to look at this glowing object. I don't know if you can hear me. I hope that you can. Truth be told, I've been putting this off. Told myself that it was because I wanted to make sure the power was coming from the right place. That's a fair concern. Told myself that it was because I wanted to make sure that we were in a safe place. It's a fair concern. Told myself that I wanted to make sure I could do it right, bring you back as perfect as you were. And that's fair as well. Real reason though is that I'm just so scared of losing you again. And I'm scared that the things that you said when we were able to talk, when I spoke with that tiny sliver of you, I'm scared that now you're all together again, you'll find that you are angry with me, that you haven't forgiven me. I'm scared that you'll hate me. Most of all, I'm scared that if I let you go, you won't come back. And I don't want to be in a world that doesn't have you in it. I've been through that, and I don't want to go through that again. I don't want to be alone again. But I have to let you go. I have to let you find your own way now. I will try to bring you back. And if you want to come back, I will do my level best to give you the life that you deserved. And to make the world safe for you. But if you choose to go, then I hope you will be happy. And safe. And either way, I will always love you. My sister. My Vera. But I have to let you go now. I have to let you go. And Kurla will reach out their hand and whisper to themselves, I have to let you go. And as they lower their hand, they will consciously let go of the spirit so that the spirit can be brought back or so that it can move on. But whatever control they had over it, however it was tethered to them, they will release it.
Right. You make a conscious effort to release this spirit from you, and it immediately begins to drift up and away from you as it begins to move slowly into the sky. It still exudes a feeling of calm and peace as you see it. As it moves further and further from you, it begins to look a bit like the moon. And it's sort of flies up into the sky so that if you weren't aware of what it was, you might think that there was an extra moon in the air.
Kurla will watch it until it goes beyond view. They will reach a hand out to the Scroll of Soulseeker, but not pick it up. They will instead reach out to that diamond. And they will take a deep breath. And they will again try to silence all the doubts in their mind, try to find that balance that Jiro helped them find and that they were able to experience for that brief moment in Kintao. And they will draw into themselves more energy than they have ever attempted. And they will push it into this diamond as they draw more and more. As they attempt to cast the most difficult spell that they have ever attempted. They will try to cast True Resurrection.
Alright. So, all light sources around you seem to dim, and you feel like you're indoors somehow. It has become so dim, you almost feel closed off from the world. Like you feel like you're inside of a small room, even though you're supposed to be in a nice garden. This kind of claustrophobic feeling comes along with this buzzing feeling of power as it channels through your body, and the diamond itself begins to shake and jitter on the ground in front of you. It glints and light reflects off of it that doesn't seem to exist anywhere else. It's almost as if someone's flashing a light on it, but there's no other light source that you can see in your current state. But this odd light reflections keep bouncing off of every facet of the diamond as it twists and turns on the ground and eventually lifts off the ground in front of you, holding about a foot from your face as it begins to twirl and spin faster and faster. The light glints off of it, flashing in your eyes as it goes, causing you to squint and move your view from it, just out of the pain of the brightly flashing lights off of it. And as you do that, you feel the energy that's been building up from the spell rush out of you into this gem, and then when you open your eyes, you're back in the garden. And the moon is nearly full, glows with a golden light off of it. And in front of you, hovering about a foot off the ground, is an ethereal person, a child. You recognize them immediately as your sister. They glow with a luminescence that is breathtaking. Their hair seems to blow in a breeze that is unfelt by you. And she looks at you.
Hey,
Hey. It's good to finally see you again.
are you real?
As real as I have been in a long time.
It's so good to see you. I'm so sorry, V. For everything. Everything.
It was never your fault. You have to know that.
On some level I do, but it's hard. It's so hard not to hate myself for losing you. All I wanted to do was keep you safe.
It was dark and confusing for a long time, but I'm free now. I feel weightless. She looks down at herself as she hovers off the ground. Yeah, exactly like this. Like I can fly.
So that's your choice then?
I think the world can be a dangerous, scary, awful place. And I think there's a lot of good people in it. I don't know if I can be in it anymore. She turns and looks at the moon. It's beautiful tonight, isn't it?
Yeah. You always did love it. It never looked as beautiful as when we were looking at it together.
I think I'm gonna try to go there. I think I can go there now. Isn't that a weird thing to say? That's such a silly thought. It's like something you dream.
If that's what'll make you happy, sister. If that's why you feel you'll be safe.
The spirit is still looking at the moon. She's smiling. Yeah. I think it is.
Then I have to say goodbye.
No. I'll always be in your heart. You know that.
You always were. You don't know how I'm gonna do this without you.
never really be without me. It'll be okay.
See you again. Somehow. Someday.
course. I mean, if I go there and it's like the stories, maybe I'll meet Valuna. I mean,
She's
she's
nice. I think you'd like her.
She's the goddess of dreams, so maybe that's how I'll visit you again. Do you think she'd let me do that?
I hope so. I think so. She seems like a good one. After all that I've gone through, that's hard to say, but as deities go, you could do worse. I know she was always your favorite. She'd be lucky to have you.
She looks back from the moon, looks at you, and reaches a hand out.
Kurla will reach theirs out as well.
And as you reach your hand out, instead of feeling like a sense of cold and almost like you've stuck your hand into snow, to where it sort of has this feeling of like painful pinpricks in your hand and across your skin. This is different. This time, when you reach your hand out, you feel it feels warm in a way that her soul didn't before. And there's also there's a level of actual like corporealness to it that allows you to actually get a sense that you're holding a person's hand. Like on some level, she's much more real than she was before.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Her essence shifts up. Your hands slide apart. And she moves up into the sky and dissolves into what looks like stars as they move up further and further away from you until eventually they're lost in the night sky.
Kurla will watch the cascade of lights and then just pitch forward, sobbing.
Vera is looking at like everyone else's eyes, trying to be like, "Do we do something? I don't fucking know."
Riz holds up their hand and just kind of directs everyone towards the door and then taps their chest like I got this.
Okay. Head inside, I guess.
Vera
Lead the others.
will very quietly just like kind of back up.
It was more like just give them some space, but
Oh yeah, I'll space, I guess.
Riz will slowly walk forward and just stand next to Kurla, and they'll just leave one hand down, so if they want to grab it, they can. And they're still looking up at the sky.
Kurla will eventually straighten back up into their sitting position and dust themselves off and start to reassemble their items, put their locket back around their neck. The diamond obviously is splintered into nothingness, but they will replace the scroll inside belt, they'll finally just have the blanket on the ground and they will clutch it to themselves as they steadily rise, and at that moment they will kind of notice Riz and they will extend their hand and take it in theirs and not grip it as tightly as they might want to, but they will certainly hold it, grateful for the support and the presence. And eventually they will turn to Riz and open their mouth, maybe searching for some dry, sharp remark.
They
And
just
nothing
shrug
will
at
come.
you.
Nothing will come. She's gone.
You freed her. You did a noble thing.
I wanted to hold on to her forever, but I'd have been no better than that thing if I did.
And now that you have accomplished this, I have a question for you.
Yeah, Bress.
Do you also want to be free?
I don't know what you mean, Riz. My mind is just not quite with it right now.
I can do
You're
it
gonna have
later,
to spell it
but,
out for me.
I figured it out. I'm strong enough to sever your bond. But you needed to take care of that first before I could.
I don't understand. You can. Are you sure you're here? Just Kurla dragging themselves back to the reality of the moment, still so overwhelmed, and now this overwhelming news as well. The last time you tried to commune with the gods, it hurt you so badly, Rez.
This isn't communing. This is, changing the tides. My Vardo is ready for, a ceremony of sorts. I was simply being patient and waiting for, well, your ceremony to finish, to say the least. I am sorry. But it was her choice.
It was. And if I hadn't respected that, then I wouldn't have been able to live with myself anyway.
It is a beautiful night. I would hate to waste it on one sad thing.
You really think you can do it, Raz? I mean, I know you. If you say you can do it, then I know that you can, but it's a hell of an ask.
I have plenty of, energy stored up and reserved for this. Energy might not be the best word, but you will see when we get there. If you want to do that tonight.
If you think tonight's a good night for it, then yeah, I think I would, but if we're really gonna try this, then there's something that I need to do first.
What is that? Oh, how can I help?
I think I need to have one last little chat with them. How did you put it? That bitch of a spider?
Is that what I said?
Bitch of a spider god thing. I don't know the exact words, but it stuck with me. I appreciated it.
They are not going to be happy with me.
Come again? Oh no, they're not going to be happy with you or with me. And you know what? Bring it on. Fuck 'em. But I need to chat with them first.
I will give you space. Just come and get me and I will bring you to the spot for the ceremony.
Thank you, Riz, and thank you for being here.
I did not want to get in the way, but I'm sorry. And they kind of they let you release their hand before they give you their space.
Yeah, Kurla will release your hand, seeing that you're ready to go.
And they'll just kind of step back. Their hands are kind of daintily hidden in their cloak, and they step back some more. And then they turn, but it seems like they still have an eye on you as they walk away, just giving you what you need.
Kurla is breathing deeply, steadying themselves, and the tears are still rolling down their cheeks, but this odd little smile is gonna start playing across their lips as they consider that Verla is now free, that she made her choice, that she's now in a better place, and that has implications for the way that Kurla can move forward. And with this grin on their face, Kurla is gonna shut their eyes and reach out to that which hungers.
All right. You reach your mind out and you make contact with your spiritual benefactor. And a moment later, you feel a presence bubble up in the back of your mind.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. You don't normally want to talk. What's on your mind?
Well, since this is the third and final time that I'll be talking to you of my own volition, I thought that we should have a little chat, you and I.
You don't have to be so final about things.
Oh, I think that I do.
Go on.
My sister's spirit is gone now. I suppose I should say thank you for that, for releasing her to me so I could let her go.
It always belonged to you after all.
I suppose I should thank you as well for giving me all that you gave me. You've given me a lot of insights into myself, really guided my life to this point.
I'd like to think you've become a stronger person for it.
Oh, I have. That's why I'm talking to you now. See, here's the thing that you were right about me. I do have that nastiness inside me, that capacity for cruelty, that desire to stomp on that cockroach, to be like you, exercise my will, my power. And I have a lot of it now, thanks to you. I could be so magnificently cruel and vicious. I could delight in hurting others. And a part of me would be overjoyed to do that for you.
I've never asked you to do that for me.
Oh, but you'd like me to, wouldn't you? It's like, it's you, after all. And why let the power into the world to find people who are capable of that if you didn't want to see them turn out like you?
Just want you to be yourself. And use the power that you've so expertly grown over your life.
Well, here's the thing. Something I realised recently, something that's been staring me at the face for a long time. Something that should have been blindingly obvious when I decided not to kill my father, but to heal him instead. There have been other moments like that. Moments when I've chosen not to harm, but to heal. Moments when I've decided to be who I want to be, not what you might want me to be, or what I could be because of that horridness inside me. It's about my choice. I make that choice to be better, to heal people, to help people. I will continue to make that choice. That's how I will always use the power that you've given me. And that's a part of me that you will never, ever be able to bend to your will. You will never be able to make me like you.
I've never asked you to be.
Right, you don't think that'll eat at you? No?
Not particularly.
Dang.
Fair enough. Fair enough, but here's something that might.
In fact, I'm typically the one that does the eating.
Here's something that might eat at you, though, since you are all about power. Something that I was quite delighted to actually be able to do. To make the friends that I've made, to reach out to the people I've made, that I've connected with. Something I never thought I'd be able to do after you came into my life. You might think that...
You learned
Oh,
the
go
power
ahead,
of
please.
friendship.
I did, it's fucking magic. Here's the thing, you're a very big fish in a very small pond.
Some would say the biggest fish.
It's the advantage of having discovered these people, travelled with them, seen the things that I've seen, chatted with the real gods that I've chatted with, to know just where you fall on the hierarchy. And it's where one would expect to find you, right down there at the bottom, below the bottom, underground. Am I making sense to you? Do I have your attention?
We're having a conversation.
A friend of mine who has some other friends in high places, if you want to put it that way.
A friend. I see.
I'm seeing Keni just dying right now, which is fascinating.
I'm dying!
And Petravian, but
And this friend of yours. This is the one with all of the curses on them. The one touched by the gods.
Keni, what's going on with you? Come on. I'm worried now.
Do your thing, bud.
I'm concerned about you, though.
Kenny's also concerned.
Clearly.
It drives me to drink. Oh.
And what is your friend going to do for you?
Well, that all depends on you, really.
Oh? Do go on.
I know what it's like to be made to feel small and powerless and to lack all agency in my decisions. To have a god fuck with me. And I wouldn't actually, despite how much I might enjoy the pettiness and the cruelty, I wouldn't actually wish that on anyone, even you.
I think we have different definitions. I don't think I ever fucked with you. I gave you something that I felt you deserve.
And that's the thing, I've tried to understand you. But you and I are never going to see eye to eye, so I want to give you a choice. The choice that you never gave me. Let me go. Take every iota of power that you put in me. Cut every thread that you bound me up in. Let me find my own way, and give that power to someone who might want it, if they're so misguided as to follow you. You can let me go of your own volition.
I could. That's true.
Or you
I could
can
let
suffer.
you go right now.
You could. Or you can suffer the indignity of having me torn away by someone bigger and stronger than you. And be made to feel powerless and small. The way that you made me feel, the way that you love making people feel.
Pumping someone full of power
makes you feel small? Not quite sure I follow your logic, but I also don't think that your friend is capable of doing what you say. I certainly don't think that they would risk my wrath for even attempting something so insane.
Oh, you never met them then, have you?
I think I actually might have had dinner with them once. It's an interesting day. But you're right, I could easily take what power is vested in you and remove it, and
So what,
give
you
it
don't-
to some willing servant that follows my every word.
Which I will never be.
But those people are so predictable and so boring compared to you. You jump around the world, see so many interesting things, and, well, you're part of an interesting little group. So, no. I think I'm going to keep my hooks in you, as it were. Because you're entirely too interesting to me.
Don't say I didn't give you a choice.
Was there anything else?
Yeah. Fuck you.
Nice.
Nice. Beautiful. Perfect. No notes.
And Kurla will cut their end of the connection to the extent that they're able.
Oh, you're gonna hang up on? Oh shit. Okay.
You find yourself alone in your own mind.
Kenny, how
me
you
too.
doing?
I'm feeling things.
Oh, oh God. I'm just. Hi, how you doing there, Kurla?
It's amazing how freeing it is having nothing left to lose, or at least thinking that you have nothing left to lose, while actually
Boy, it's
endangering,
fine for you.
while actually endangering other people that you care about because you're a little bit pissed off. Yeah, it's funny what grief will do to you.
I don't think I want to do this
You're gonna,
anymore.
you're gonna have a.
Fuck you, Kurla!
Oh my god.
There's some BDE going on right here, and I'm excited to see what happens.
The B stands for B.
Fuck off, Kyle.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to that conversation for a while now.
Man, that which hunger doesn't give you anything, though.
It was
every
never going to
time-
be a good conversation.
Every,
Oh,
every
no,
time
no,
he's just
never.
too fucking happy.
Yeah,
It's just you like
Yeah.
It's literally...
Too smug.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong
Fighters
with
are
what's
smug.
happening right now, so it's like,
it made Kurla feel better.
Like,
I really
Like-
liked the peas and the bacon with the noodles. I thought that was a good dish, Petravian. I don't know where it's from. It was kind of gooey, too.
Right?
No.
Delicious.
It's pea
Oh,
spaghetti.
hi, Kurla.
Yeah, Kurla's still with a just tear-stricken face. It's clear that they've been blubbing, to use the Lewis term, but they're not going to bother because it'll just make their face look
You're
dirtier.
Right there.
Yeah, I'm terrific, Petravian. Why wouldn't I be?
It's
I'm-
not nice to act this way.
Apologies, big guy. I know it's coming from a decent place, the question, and I am
I mean,
alright.
I'm here for hugs if you need
Yep, Kurla will actually go in for the hug.
them. Yay!
It's
how
the
big a hug you want?
nastiness. Just don't lift me off the ground, please. I weigh about
okay.
90 pounds soaking wet. I don't need to be crushed by you. I know I'm not an easy person to be friends with, big guy. I work in. You don't shed the habits of a lifetime in a year, but I do like you. I do care about you, and I appreciate you asking. I'm not alright. I will be alright in time. But thank you. It means a lot to have you here.
Do you need
God, it's
some-
hard to be sincere. Fuck. You
do
can
need
stop
a
patting
place
my
to
head
lay
now.
down?
I'm not a puppy. You don't have to pet me. Although maybe we can. No, never mind. Rez,
Yes.
I think I'm ready now for you to. If you still want to try and do the thing.
I do have a couple of questions before any of this starts.
Sure.
I'll bet.
End statements. You will be weaker when I do this. Do you understand this?
I'm not clear on what you mean. How weaker? How?
Some of the abilities you have right now just won't be a thing for you in the future, maybe. I am working with some bullshit, and replacing one god's energy with another is one thing, but you're a curse god person and not a worshipper god person.
If you're willing to risk it, I trust you, and I'm willing to risk it too, Rez.
I'm just letting you know you might be weaker. This was also my hesitance of helping you before you helped your sister, because you might not have had exactly your powers.
I'm willing to risk it if you are, Rez.
Alright,
I will still do my utmost to help you all, regardless.
so, this is of course your choice. I also want to ask if you want me to switch bonds that you have. It might be a little more like Petravian per se-ish, and like you would actively probably have to worship them, but it would be on your own terms. If you are interested in that. No?
That's gonna be... If you'd asked me that 6 months ago, I would have... Kurla is actively trying to find words that will actually not be hugely disrespectful. I wasn't ready then, Rez. I think that I am ready now. I found all that anger and hatred that I had towards the gods as a thing versus the one in particular. That shifted when I found a target, and it's been slowly ebbing away ever since. I'm ready to let go of it.
Okay.
The extent to which I can ever worship one, that's gonna be something that they and I figure out, I guess. But
Do you
I'm
mind
up for
if
that.
I ask so I can connect you if you want this connection? Otherwise, I can just sever this and be done with it. No replacement. But you would
Kurla's
be
gonna-
powerless.
There's too much left to do for me to be powerless, and I don't know that I could manage how long I'd last without having all of that inside me, not being able to use it for good. So, just give me a moment here.
Alright.
Kurla's actually gonna pull out the scroll of Soulseeker. As if they need to verify something for themselves, they will unfurl it and begin, under their breath, just chanting it and going through the hand motions to cast it as they try to set their mind at ease and verify that Verla is where Verla wanted to be.
Alright. You cast Soulseeker. And as you do, you get the sense that, well, you can see a psychic projection of a person in front of you. I'm assuming you're contacting, you said Verla?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not contacting per se, just trying to track down
Where they ended up?
where they ended up, effectively.
Okay.
Are they in the whirlpool? Or did they
Gotcha.
make it to the moon?
Hate that game. It makes me feel things.
My first girlfriend turned into the moon.
Not saying it.
That's
God
rough.
damn it. Someone say it. Thank you, Skrewy.
What?
Grr.
Banned.
My dead sister turned into the moon.
Yeah,
Wait.
that's
Lovette can just give you a version of Kurla that does want to come back.
exactly. There you go.
Oh, wow.
And give her own soul, so you don't have to feel bad about
Too
it.
soon. So too
Wow!
All right.
soon. Couldn't even wait till
You
after
get
the
it
break.
done, relative. You
Damn.
get it done, relative.
I mean, I'm glad someone else said it. That's all I'm saying.
Well, shit, there goes your chance to talk to your dead dad. That's just gone now.
I don't think
Awesome.
that
Okay.
I was the one who brought it up.
No, Lovette, yeah.
So for the benefit of everyone, Soul Seeker, the spell, allows the caster to ascertain the stage of a given soul's judgment in the afterlife. Whether it is pre-judgment or post-judgment, or basically where it ended up. So it allows you to kind of figure where someone is in the afterlife.
Yeah, the last time that Kurla cast it, she was able to determine that the soul for Verla was in the two pieces and still in this realm. For the people listening.
Well, this time when you cast it, you get a different concept in your mind. You see a flash of a place. You see a shrine made of white, almost alabaster, just this incredibly luminescent stone. It's a beautiful open-air temple with these large pillars on the sides, this altar in the center with this big font with some kind of energy flowing through it, like this purple, sparkly, almost liquid flowing through this font. You see the pillars are holding up a firmament of stars above the shrine. And
I
from
love it.
there, if you look up, instead of seeing the moon in the sky, you see this enormous, beautiful blue and green gem. And you recognize some of the coastlines on one of the continents. If you look up from that space, you see Adrian floating there in the firmament. You believe you're seeing a shrine located on the moon.
Kurla will, I guess, blink a few times and that vision will fade. But, yeah, they will be left with... I mean, their mouth is hanging open right now as they realize the implications of what they just felt and witnessed. Yeah, I think that I do have a specific deity in mind that I could actually come to worship, Rez. And Kurla will untuck from underneath their robe the symbol of Valuna that Riz got for them, gifted them however many months ago it was.
Just a moment. Jiro? And Riz just calls out to the open space.
Jiro is immediately, like, as you look over your left shoulder, Jiro's just standing there.
Hey.
Jiro nods.
And Riz's expression is very pained as they walk up to him. And they put a hand on his chest. And they look deeply into his eyes. I love you.
He leans his head forward, touches foreheads.
I'll be back soon. And they cast Vardo Vargon.
You create a rift into a pocket dimension containing your Vardo.
Are you ready,
you-
Kurla?
Are you gonna be alright?
Who knows?
Do you want us to come with you, or do you want us down here?
I think that this is something that Riz and I need to do, but it'd be good to see you when I get back. when we get back.
Maybe heal?
Holds out his hand.
Yeah, Kurla will shake Petravian's hand, and then actually, like, to the extent that you can when you're like 95 pounds and there's a 300-pound muscle dude, they will kind of pull you in and give you the manly half hug, backpack, back pat thing. But they, I would like to do a perception check to see if they know, or would it be a sense motive, Beardy? One or the other to kind of get a sense of what may have been behind the "who knows" comment from Riz.
I mean, that's between you and Riz.
It's a sense motive check.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. That is a 28.
They legitimately don't know.
Fair enough. Now, Kurla will nod to anyone else who was there each in turn. I think Lovette was there, but I don't know if Vera and Karis are there. But if they are, they will nod to them, and then they will nod to Riz and say, "Alright, are you ready to do this?"
Good. And they climb up a rope into their space-time Vardo of sorts.
Into the tear in space-time. Kurla follows, and the two of them enter a space that looks a bit different than normal. And that's where we're going to take a short break.
Hello, checkers and pleasers. We are back.
Hello, welcome back. We left off last time with Kurla casting True Resurrection, bringing Verla's soul back to complete totality again, and then giving that soul the opportunity to make their own decision about where to spend eternity. And they decided that they wanted to stay in the afterlife. So Verla's soul is now at peace, and Kurla decided to thumb their nose at that which hungers once again. And now Riz is offering to do something for Kurla, inviting them into the Vardo. Except this time, the Vardo looks a bit different.
All right.
What you see in this new space, let me know when this loads for folks.
Wow.
Oh,
damn.
Advantage.
Kurla, you see a very large space, much larger than the Vardo typically is in front of you. Riz has already walked to the center of the room, where there is this large circular platform with lights around it. The room is dominated, however, by pile after pile, these gargantuan mounds of gold and treasure and various things accumulated over a lifetime or multiple lifetimes.
Dear God,
You're not
above.
sure exactly what this is, but this is a truly incredible amount of wealth that you see in front of you.
Kurla
Hello.
will very haltingly sort of step towards Riz as they, I guess, maneuver around piles of gold and jewels and wealth. This is all yours, Riz?
It's what I've collected.
Wow. Just wow.
And in the piles, it's not just like gold coins. There's paper money, there's clay money, there's jewels. Anything you could think of that would possibly be considered currency is kind of in there.
Bottle caps.
In some places, you can even see these strange little rectangular cards with numbers stuck on them. You're not sure what those mean, but those are also wedged into some of these piles.
You mean like raised numbers? Maybe a series of 4, grids of 4?
Yeah, and then with like a weird stripe on the back. You've never seen anything quite like it before.
Kurla's
But-
actually going to reach down and pluck one up and be
No.
like,
Put it back.
"Oh, I apologize." Kurla will put it back immediately. They'll put it back exactly where they found it in the area in the orientation. I apologize. It just
I
can't.
have everything
my eye.
prepared. for this ceremony. This is all
We'd ha-
needed.
I'm so all of this is needed.
We're working with a lot of magic here. All of it is needed.
Rez, when I said that I didn't want you to do this if it was gonna hurt you, this isn't gonna hurt
It does
you.
not physically hurt me.
There's hurt and then there's hurt. I mean, this is not gonna weigh on you a little bit?
I mean, technically, it would relieve some weight. Technically.
If you're sure you want to do this, Rez, then I can't ever thank you enough.
Well, what you'll want to do is stand on the diocese here.
All right. Kurla will step onto the dais and step to be across diagonally from Rez within a 5-foot distance.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle. And Riz starts walking away from you.
So I just stand here?
For now.
I don't need to do anything. You don't need me to do a T pose or...
A what?
You don't know. I
Suppose you
heard
take me
about it.
drinking tea.
Yeah, I heard about it from some... I think Petravian may have mentioned it once. He's always coming out with weird shite. I love the guy, though. I mean, not love, you know, just a friend thing. He's... I'm gonna shut up now. You know what? I'd just be quiet.
Don't hide from your feelings.
Bollocks. You couldn't handle me, baby.
Alright. So... Kurla,
Raz,
do you renounce your bonds with that which hungers, and choose instead to follow the path of worshipping Voluna, of your own volition?
I do, yes.
Let's begin. And Riz, for the audience, casts Wish. And so their arms start to move in a circular motion as glyphs in front of their hands start appearing here and there. And from these mounds of gold, pillars start to grow from them. And under Riz's feet, their own diocese appears as they focus this energy around you. And under your feet, glyphs themselves start to appear, changing and swirling and glowing. And between each of these pillars, electricity starts to flow from one end to the other, flowing through Risen into these pieces with the gold kind of attracting it.
And with a crack of thunder and a flash of lightning, you find yourself surrounded by this magical energy.
The runes are flowing through Riz's hands as they're focusing on this, as the energy is sweeping into you, and visually, you can see from your hands kind of like this energy dripping like spider webs, holding you down currently. And Riz focuses and prays to all the gods that they can help, and begs to Voluna to ease this warrior's pain, to sever the ties, and find a new worshipper in them. And not just Voluna. They pray to the other gods, those who would hear their prayers, asking and begging to save their friend from the fate they did not choose.
My heart.
And as you look at these pillars, you can see the gold almost melting up into them as it slowly disappears into each one. And you look around, and even in the water, the gold, the pieces of money, whatever they are slowly vanishing as Riz works through this spell. Please work. All you, Beardy.
The energy crackles and you feel this energy, like Keni said, ebbing from your body. It appears that whatever that which hungers has been pumping you full of, this spell is draining from you very quickly. You feel different. You feel... I don't know if I would say hollow. That's unfair. You feel grounded in a way that you weren't before. But at the same time, something else has changed. You feel the intense feeling of hunger that has been your constant companion for a long time now is fading quickly. Would you like to do anything?
I think Kurla is too amazed at these feelings to do a whole lot of anything except just stand there and let the energies flow around them and through them and in them, and just watch as Riz conducts these runes and orchestrates all of this magic.
Well, then as that spell continues, you feel more and more of this power draining from you, and at last the feeling of hunger has left your body, and you feel normal in such a way that you've not felt in a very, very, very long time. And looking around as the electricity begins to fade and the crackles of power end, you look around yourself in this room and it's just you and Riz. All of the wealth, all of the accumulated treasures of Riz's incredibly long life have been used up. Every last copper. Riz, please remove all of your money.
Yes, sir.
Just for our flavor, how much was that?
More than you'll ever have in your life. Riz has lived a very, very long time.
Okay, I'm curious.
And
So was that all reflected on their character sheet?
No.
Okay.
Not all of it, but
I mean, not all
I
of
did
it,
have
no.
a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Because I didn't spend anything in our travels, except for like a
Riz-
couple things here and there.
Mm-hmm. Riz had a very large amount of money as well as this narrative money, but it's all gone now. Every
Oh.
last bit. Kurla,
Kurla
you are standing on this dais and you feel normal. You feel grounded. You feel relieved in a way that you've not felt in a very long time.
They will be looking around the room, just in awe of what just happened and that the depth of Riz's sacrifice. And then they will be looking at themselves, looking at their body, just trying to figure out how to live in this body now that is not ravenously hungry and not filled with the power of that horrific thing. And then they will call out to Riz, Riz, you did it?
And right about at that exact moment, you feel a familiar presence in the back of your mind.
Oh, shit.
You feel that which hungers climbing back into the back of your brain.
No.
Maybe we shouldn't have told them the plan.
You
Yeah.
ungrateful little beast.
The beast is a rich word coming from you. Don't say I didn't warn you.
I gave you everything that you could have ever wanted.
I never asked for it. I never wanted it. You
Gave you
forced it on
power.
me.
Gave you abilities that mortals pray for endlessly. I gave you the power to change your own destiny. And this is how you behave? You
I'm
throw
pretty
it
sure-
back in my face?
Yeah, and I'd do it again. I'm pretty sure I did just decide my own destiny. With
You're a
help.
fool. A weak fool. A pathetic mortal that will die forgotten and powerless.
So I finally got your attention then, did I? Not so fucking smug now, are ya?
I'll console myself on this bundle of power I've just gotten back. And give it to someone else. I'll find someone else like you. And see if their life is quite as exciting. There's always another.
Good luck to them. If I ever
Have
meet
a
them,
nice life, Kurla.
as I said before, fuck you.
The voice leaves your brain, and you feel it begin to recede from you. And then you hear it one more time.
I feel generous enough to give you one last little parting gift. To make your life memorable, so you'll never forget the times we had together. Enjoy.
Kurla,
Yes, Beardy.
you feel something strange. You feel an energy course through you, but this isn't quite the same as the powers that which hunger had given you before. This seems a bit different. This feels like a direct punishment. This feels like a curse.
Do
And
I
you've heard
see
before-
this happening?
Yes, you do. You've seen this before in Lovette's mother. You've seen something like this happen, where someone has gotten on the bad side of that which hungers and paid for it. You feel your body begin to shift and change as you feel your bones begin to move about a little bit and crunch and change, and it's wildly painful.
So,
Screaming, obviously. Lots of
since I
screaming.
can see this, I would like to take out 2 scrolls while this is happening.
Okay. All right.
I have a scroll of limited wish and a scroll of divine power.
Okay.
Interesting.
I would like to stop this curse with limited wish. I've done it
Okay.
with Lovette's mom.
Okay.
I banish this heathen from my friend.
So as Kurla is shifting and changing
And screaming.
and screaming, you grab out this scroll and you activate its power, and you cast the spell immediately and try to push that which hungers out of their form once and for all. And you do so. The changes stop immediately, but they don't reverse. And what you see before you is Kurla looking a bit different. Their body is a bit twisted in a way that it wasn't before. They have patches of chitinous skin in certain places. They have bits of like fuzz, like spider, like a furry spider fuzz on different parts of their body, and their legs have been twisted around and mangled into chitinous, like two like weirdly lopsided chitinous spider legs. Kurla can no longer stand up straight. Kurla can no longer walk cleanly. They can walk with a pronounced limp and much slower than they could before. Kurla, in game terms, you have been inflicted with the curse of lameness.
Fuck.
That's what all the kids said to me in high school.
You're just like me now.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing that's not been thrown at me before. God, lame. But
So
I mean,
yeah,
I
your
have kids too.
Oh my god.
your body has been racked with a number of partial spider mutations.
yeah, Kurla will try and take a step forward towards Riz and just, I guess, fall flat on their face. I would say fall to their knees, but can they even still kneel with these legs? Do these legs?
I will let you decide the specifics of what they look like for your character.
Yeah, horrific spider legs and as you say, twisted and mangled. But I think with a certain effort, they probably could kneel. But in this instance, they're just going to fall forward like a piece of wood and just get face plant.
Two
And
spider legs?
Riz is gonna be there to attempt to catch you. And they smile painfully at you. It looks like they're unsure what to say.
You did it, Riz.
I'm not done yet. And they touch your legs, and they cast Remove Curse. They're at least gonna attempt.
All right. Riz, your hand burns at the touch on this.
Riz,
We'll go ahead and make the save for that which hungers. But sadly, it is beyond your ability to remove.
Riz, it's all right. You did it. It's gone. And to kind of demonstrate that fact, Kurla will snap their fingers to try and cast the first bit of magic that ever flowed out of them, which was Spark. And I'm assuming, Beardy, that nothing will happen.
Nothing will happen. You are devoid of magic.
He's gone. And the hunger, it's gone, Riz. It's a... And they will kind of, since you're propping them up, they will look down at their mangled, twisted spider legs, and they'll look at the patches of skin under the gold bracelets, which had been quite unsightly before anyway. They had been covered in the self-inflicted bites that were in various stages of healing. They had been covered in the mottled skin of human and orc from where they'd attempted healing. And now seeing these patches of spider fluff, they're going to look at themselves and look to Riz and just smile, even with tears streaming down their face again, that might be of joy or might be of grief. But Riz, you did it. You did it. My God, how much did it cost you? So much, and you did it.
It wasn't enough.
Riz, it was. I'm free.
Sorry.
Riz, I'm free of it. I'm free of it. You don't have to be sorry. Look, I Kurla will sort of like take Riz by the shoulders gently and just look at them, like eye to eye, quite close. Riz, I'm free of him. Of it. I'm free of it. You did that. You've done such wonders for me. It was enough, Riz. You were enough.
No.
You were.
And they just keep shaking their head.
Please believe me, Riz. You've done enough.
I'm sorry.
Don't you say it. I could not ever repay you. I could never express to you how grateful I am to you. You have done so much more for me in this than I ever dreamt possible. It was more than enough, more than I deserved. Please don't think that it wasn't enough. Please don't think that you're not enough.
It's hard not to. My whole family's kind of really cool. Much cooler than me. I can never amount to whatever they make.
I don't
I
believe
tried,
that.
though.
Rez, I don't believe that for a moment. You've worked a miracle here.
They just keep shaking their head.
Rez. Kurla will, since they're being supported by Riz physically, they will sort of wrap their other arm towards Riz, inviting Riz into an embrace, but not forcing it.
They'll hold you.
Yeah, they will hold you.
Their body keeps shuddering as more tears flow down their cheeks.
Yeah, Kurla is not exactly dry-eyed either.
I'll find a way to fix it. I will.
Rez, you have.
It's not enough.
If this
I
isn't
couldn't
enough,
help Lovette's mom.
you have helped so many people. You've helped me. You've helped Lovette. You've helped Lovette's mom. If this isn't enough, what would be, Rez?
That you wouldn't have any issues. That you would be fine.
I am fine. This, and Kurla will like gesture to their legs. You think that I can? You think that I'm ungrateful because of this?
It's not ungratefulness. I don't need praise. I don't need anything anymore. I just wanted to be good enough to solve all of it.
You
And I
did.
wasn't.
Rez.
I will never be enough.
You
And I'm
are
sorry, but I
you
know.
are enough.
I know it could be enough for you.
It is enough, Rez. I wish that I could make you see that. I wish that I could help you to see that, to see how incredible you are.
It's kind of the thing about someone with no past. They can't see it. They can only look forward.
Something will click behind Kurla's eyes, just for this brief moment of decision, and insight will flicker across their face, but for the most part they are still just holding Riz, unsure of what, if anything, they can say to comfort them, and really there isn't anything.
Let's get you outside. There's no use for this room anymore. It was kind of cool though, right?
That was amazing, Rez. All of it. I'm so... I don't know if proud is the right word, but... You really are something, Rez.
Let's get out of here. And Riz kind of puts their shoulder under Kurla's arm, helps them to their feet, and helps them limp out of the ceremony room.
Kurla will stagger along. It looks like they're really having a lot of difficulty maintaining balance on their new, quite spindly appendages, but with your help they will make their way just very, very slowly compared to how they were able to move before.
Alright, well, the pair of you leave the Vardo Vargon and return to Presidium. The rest of the group you can see Riz and Kurla reappear into reality, and you see Kurla's form has been
Mutilated.
changed slightly.
Can you describe it again? What we see?
Sure. So what you see is Kurla, except for their legs have been replaced with a pair of strange, spindly, chitinous, spidered legs that don't seem to be of proper proportion or even size with each other, meaning that Kurla now walks with a pronounced limp and with great difficulty. Their skin is also now mottled with chitinous patches and strange tarantula-like fur in certain places.
Fair's like, oh yeah, body horror, baby.
I mean, they weren't much of a looker to begin with. It might actually be an improvement, let's be honest.
I'd say Riz looks guilty and ashamed probably as they exit.
Well, this is not what I was expecting. What happened in here?
Rez fixed me.
Oh,
Fixed?
it looks like Mel. Wait, is this how you were born?
Oh,
This,
I don't.
Lovette, is the work of a bitchy little spider that lost.
I see.
Vera looks
Was this a-
disgusted.
was this a curse?
God damn.
A parting gift, it called it.
You can't
Petravian, could you help Kurla stand, please?
Yeah. Yes.
Here you
yeah.
go. And
Yeah,
Riz
Kurla.
kind of ducks out from the arm.
Rez, where are you going?
And they run away.
Rez,
Riz disappears into the night.
Rez, don't, Rez.
It's
If
just.
you want to try to catch Riz, you're not going to be able to in your current condition.
Oh, absolutely
I'm-
not.
I might try and catch Riz, but I'm gonna first go over. So Kurla's visibly hobbled.
Yeah,
Yes.
Kurla will stumble against
Kurla,
Petravian, like
trying
to make a move towards Riz, but they're not going anywhere.
Is this my tape?
I'm gonna call Chisel. Would you want to ride them to?
Gonna offer Kurla my sword cane.
Kurla will
It's sized for a small
It's-
creature.
Yeah, it's
so
very small for you.
very much not going to
Try
be helpful.
Kurla will kind of look at it in proportion to them and then look back. Lovette, I thank you. I do appreciate the sentiment. I don't think it's going to be terribly helpful to me, but I do thank you.
Alright, I can
I
get a
might-
bigger one.
I might, yeah, I would, if you would be willing to make me one, you can throw any fucking bells and whistles on it you like. I'd be honored to use it if you wouldn't mind.
Alright, girls. Do you need more on new legs?
I don't know if I'm going to be able to do much to change these out. I imagine
Yeah, but
if you
I
try to
can-
remove them, then
I could just put more legs on. I feel like the aesthetic appeal is probably not. I can sell them as much as it's this way.
I think I'll see how I get by with a stack. We'll go from there.
Okay.
I'm not gonna overthink it too much. Got kind of. Hey, I don't want to eat all of you anymore. How about that?
Vera will call Jiro and tell him to find Riz.
Good call, Vera. Very good call.
There is no response from Jiro.
It makes sense. Right?
There.
Kurla, I know Chisel seemed to like you. Would you want me to call him? You can, just to get around. I don't know.
It's been a long night. Can we maybe try that? Try that tomorrow. I think that might be that's a good call, Petravian. I appreciate it. If he doesn't mind me riding, then that might help make up for some of the. Yeah, that might help make up for.
All right.
It's gonna be difficult to get around, but I'm.
Would you like me to pick you up and bring you to your room, or
There are some.
Brother, can't you remove curses?
Riz, Kurla's gonna look to Vera with kind of a raised eyebrow. Is there a problem here, Vera? Because I'm considering this an improvement on how I was before. Did you not hear the whole not eating, not wanting to eat you then?
Oh.
It's gone. That which hungers has nothing on me anymore.
How about the not walking thing? How about
can
the
walk.
Spider pieces?
I can fucking walk. Kurla will try and put one spindly spider leg in front of the other and then kind of collapse into Petravian's eye. All right, I can stagger and it's some rebalancing I have to do, but people have come back from worse. I've seen people come back from worse than this. You think this is going to stop me? You think I'm going to let that fucker win? No, I'm just keep holding me here. But honestly, if you think I'm going to let that fucker win with this is pathetic. This is him losing. This is it losing and knowing it and just trying to throw one last thing at me. It's an adjustment. It's gonna suck for a little while. And the full gravity of their new situation might start slowly dawning on them. Alright, it's gonna suck for quite a while, but I'm gonna manage.
I look at Petravian. And then I motion at the fucking spider legs.
Yeah, I can try tomorrow, but not tonight.
Riz already tried. And with all respect, Petravian, Riz has a greater well of energy to tap into here. You didn't see what I saw. If they couldn't pull this off, if they weren't able to, they already tried everything that they could do. I don't think that you'd be able to do more. That's all I'm saying. The thought means a lot to me.
I'd like to try tomorrow, if possible. I have one thing I might want to try to do.
It seemed to hurt them, Rez. It seemed to hurt them, Petravian, and I don't want to see you get hurt either.
I think I'm a little bit thicker than they are.
No means no, big guy.
Are you sure? Oh, like, not getting in the cause. I'm not much of a
As
cook,
you wish.
but it kills me. Maybe do you want like a small, well-portioned meal with meat in it?
Oh my god, that sounds delightful. But there's something that I need to do first because, and Kurla will kind of raise their hands and try to issue some sparks, just again that basic cantrip, and nothing's going to come out. I'm a little bit depowered right now, and that's not going to stand us in much good stead going forward, is it? And Kurla will kind of look skywards towards the moon.
Well, we're not going anywhere without trees anyway.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
They're taking it hard. They feel like they failed, like they weren't able to help me, even though they've helped me more than anyone ever.
They did the same thing with my Marcel.
They're taking it hard, and they wouldn't listen to me when I tried to explain to them.
I think I can understand how they feel, even if I don't think they should feel that way.
I've got to help them the way that they helped me. There's got to be a way. I don't have their kind of power, their kind of wealth. There's got to be something that I can do for them.
No, we will. We'll return the favor and break their curse.
Well, for the time being, where to?
Indoors.
I'm gonna cast another summon labors and
Maybe.
No, Kurla's gonna just.
Let's go get some cookies. How about that?
I would like a minute alone, actually, please.
Yes. Petra, come with me. Alright, boys.
Okay.
We are going to learn how to cook.
The poor
Let's go
hope.
get them.
All right, so everyone except for Kurla heads back indoors. Elsewhere, Riz, as you ran off into the night.
And I used Dimension Door to get even farther.
Oh no, Riz!
As
you need like a fucking ninja to catch you.
Yeah.
Oh.
As you rush out of there, a moment later, a shadowy figure is going to land next to you as if they had just leaped a great distance. They say nothing. Just try to stand near you.
Hey.
Jiro waves. And then we'll sign, you did your best.
Oof.
There's no shame in that.
I can't answer.
Jiro is going to walk up to Riz, lift them up in putting an arm under their knees and an arm behind their shoulders, pick them up, and then walk them a little ways away, and then leap up onto some rooftops and set them down on a roof overlooking Presidium.
I really thought I could do it. I thought I could.
He'll sign back. You defeated an elder being. That's pretty good.
I mean, at this point, I don't think I actually care if my curse is never broken. Curse is whatever. All I wanted to do was help them. All of them. And I thought, if I could just give everything, maybe it would be enough. And I just feel stupid that I could even think I could amount to the power of a god. I couldn't compete.
Jiro signs back. I don't see it that way.
Of course not. No one sees it that way. No one gets it.
Jiro nods. And we'll just sit silently by Riz, keeping them company on into the night. Unless Riz has anything else they'd like to do.
I think a while after they've been sobbing, they hold out their hand for just a moment. And they try to feel the breeze with it.
Riz, you feel something different than normal. You feel like you're taking it. It feels like you've been under your bed covers for such a long time. Like you've been hiding under your bed sheets and your blankets, and the air has gotten warm and stale, and you've just peeked your head out for the first time in a long time. The air feels so cool in your lungs in a way that you're not entirely used to. Something's definitely changed, and you're not entirely sure how.
They don't know what to do, so they just turn their head into Jiro's chest and they just relax. They let
Meanwhile,
the fresh
go
air.
ahead.
They let the fresh air come in, and they choose not to be anything for the moment.
Mm-hmm. And Jiro is happily willing to be your companion in being nothing at the moment. But meanwhile, back by the gazebo, Kurla, you are by yourself in the backyard.
And leaning up against the gazebo, I would think.
Yeah. It's difficult to stand on your own right now.
Yeah, they are going to be looking up at the moon and the stars. I think some tears have started going down their face again, just from how overwhelming this night has been. And they will take a tentative step away from the gazebo, shifting their weight, trying to get a sense of how to maneuver on these new limbs. And I don't think they'll make it more than a step or two before, again, just face planting in the dirt. And they will drag themselves forward on their arms a few paces further away from the gazebo, because it's quite painful for them trying to operate on these mangled limbs. And they will, once they're a few paces away, they will just roll onto their back, breathing very heavily, and stare up at the sky and at the moon, and are grabbed by a memory of long, long ago, staring up at that sky and that moon with their sister beside them, and then the weeping really will start. But they will also, as they gaze at the moon, they will be sending their thoughts upwards, not with any magic behind it, but with a yearning in their soul for connection, for a sense of real connection with not just their sister, but with that divine power. They will call out, not literally, but with every part of them, they will be calling out to Valuna.
As you do that, you feel that sense of longing, that sense of need that you're projecting out into the world. As you do that, you suddenly feel that you are no longer alone out here. You look up at the moon, and you're not sure if your eyes are playing tricks on you or not, but it's almost as if the moon itself is shifting in the sky. It's getting closer. It's growing in size and luminosity. Like this golden glow from it is issuing forth. It's getting bigger to you, and you see a form appearing in front of it.
Oh, the hallucinations have started. There must have been a lot of pain.
And what you see, Kurla, is a figure that is dressed in radiant, flowing gown with gold woven through it, inlaid. The moon behind them perfectly illuminating them and backlighting them in such a way that you cannot make out their face. But it is certainly a humanoid form floating there, looking down at you.
Kurla will sort of squint towards them to see if it is the form that they have encountered once before with Riz's help.
Jeez. Is incorrect. One moment. Working out the bugs on this one.
Okie dokie.
Let's try this one. There we go. And what you see is a humanoid form the moon behind them, dressed in a white dress, covered in gold finery, and its voice issues out.
Good evening.
Well, it's certainly an evening. I would, on the whole, say a good one. Certainly a good evening to you. It's nice to see you again. Please forgive me for not getting up, but I can't.
I understand, and you needn't apologize to me for anything. In fact, I came here to thank you.
Thank me?
Yes. Your sister has been telling me a number of wonderful stories about you.
She made it?
Oh, yes.
I mean, I felt that she did, and even confirmed it as best I could, but I couldn't. You took her in? She's with you?
Mhm. And has been for some time.
Thank you. Is she happy?
Yes.
Thank you, and you're welcome, I guess. I've met one or two deities in my time at this point, and I still don't quite know how to act with you lot.
Kurla,
Yes.
the world needs you right now.
You don't know how much good I can do for the world right now.
I would like to help you with that. Will you enter my service in exchange for carrying my power?
What would you ask of me?
Follow the tenets of my faith. Be kind to those that you can. Grant mercy to those that seek it. Try to leave the world a better place than you found it.
I've been trying to do that last one with my friends. I think I don't know where the math falls. I feel like we may have mucked a few things up along the way while trying to fix them. As for being kind, I don't know what my sisters tell you, but I'm not always the nicest person. I guess the two aren't the same thing though, are they?
I suppose it will be a challenge then, but one that I think you'll be more than a match for.
All that I've tried to do with the power that I had was to do something good with it. I would try to keep doing good with whatever you saw fit to give me. As I said, I'm not used to this kind of thing. Do you want me to bow and scrape? What does worshipping you look like?
Dreaming, spreading decency in the world, understanding and realizing that all who dream are sacred. Do you accept these tenets?
I dreamed of getting Vera back. I dreamed of being punished for all the evils that I did. More in my own head, perhaps, than in reality. I don't quite know what to dream of now, except success, saving the world, making it a safer place for people to sleep at night. Is that enough?
I think it can be. Do you accept?
Then yes.
All right. Well, in that case, this figure looms ever closer to you and raises one of its white cloth and gold clad arms out toward you, and a beam of moonlight is going to issue forth from it, surrounding you, and you feel yourself empowered in a way that you've never felt before. This time, this energy, rather than coming from a sense of hunger and more of a raw power inside of you, this feels light. It feels airy. It feels luminescent as it covers your body, and it lifts you up in a way that you've never felt your powers do before. You are now an Oracle of Valuna.
Hey!
Oh! I thought you were gonna be a cleric, not gonna lie.
Or priest.
Or a priest, yeah.
So, welcome to the service of an actual god.
While this is occurring, Vera would have run in and is trying to find if there's any medical supplies at all, and is trying to get tourniquets and stuff.
I don't
You
like where that's
monster.
going. Oh my goodness.
Does Vera find
Wow.
any, or do I make some out of bed sheets?
Oh
That's
my
really my
God,
real question.
Vera.
Yeah, you can make them out of bed sheets if
Nice.
you feel like.
Oh, Kurla will actually reach out a hand to this goddess before them, kind of asking for assistance to rise because they're still very unstable on their feet.
The being Valuna herself is still a distance from you. And
Okay,
it's
she's
difficult
more-
to gauge like size because
Gotcha.
of the sky.
Uh,
But she will raise a hand, and you feel yourself lifting up a bit off the ground. So your legs seem to work a bit better than they did before. You're not exactly sure what Valuna has done, but you feel a bit more stable on your feet.
Yeah, Kurla will rock back and forth a little bit. If you ever sort of have seen someone getting off a ship they've been on for a few days, they've got their sea legs and suddenly they're back on land and they're very wobbly. It's kind of like that going on, but they will
You got 2 peg legs.
come to grips with what has just happened and feel the energy flowing through them. And as they explore within their own mind, as they get a better understanding of just how much power is flowing through them now and the nature of this power and how very different it is from what they knew before,
Mm-hmm.
their eyes will turn white. And almost, again, following instinct rather than conscious design,
Mm-hmm.
just with this odd sense of knowing what to do, they will reach down into their pouch and grab just a massive handful of diamond dust and throw it into the air. And when it reaches its zenith, it will not fall. It will spread it. It will hang in midair and spread out, and they will waft their hand around and, like stirring sand in water, these tiny little diamonds will float around and shift patterns until they begin to flow into the shape of the symbol of Valuna. And Kurla will just smile at that. And then, again, acting on instinct, they are going to summon as much of this new power as they can and pour as much of it into these crystals as they can. And obviously no comparison for that ethereal glow and that whiteness surrounding Voluna. But the black of their clothing is going to begin emitting so much bright light that it looks like it's glowing with this iridescent fire. The white light bursting out from it, almost turning it white. If you think of Galadriel in that one scene in Lord of the Rings, you would have a queen not dark and terrible, but da-da-da-da-da. It's a little bit like that. Or, alternatively, no more references. They are going to continue casting the spell as more light spills out from them, kind of demonstrating to their new deity just what this deity has given them, and that the deity has made a good choice giving it to them, because they are capable of handling this power and doing so for a useful purpose. And this spell will roll out of them as, haltingly, they begin to move, and as they do, they will speak. They will say to Voluna, "I don't know how much of me you've seen. What I'm about to do, I've done twice in my adult life. The first time was after I ran from Paliana, and I begged the deities for help, and none came to my aid. The second was slightly more recently, to try and help someone I loved find answers. And Kurla will, on these horrible, mangled, misshapen legs, go down to one knee and then the other, and kneel before their new god. And as they do, this energy that they have been summoning will magnify tenfold, course through these diamonds as they ask their god for a miracle.
All right, you cast Miracle.
Wow.
And do you want to specify your miracle?
I do. It depends on how Voluna responds to this bequest. Or not bequest, this request. Request. This supplication.
Mm-hmm.
So Kurla will wait for a response before asking for a specific boon.
All right. You hear the voice once again fill your ears.
What is it that you ask?
My friend. The one who has helped me. Who sacrificed everything for me. The only person I would kneel for. Help them. They have been given guidance that barely counts as guidance. They've been given riddles and puzzles, and they've been left to fend for themselves by those who they count as family, and that's you and your kind. They have felt alone and unworthy, and even now, having set me free, they are questioning their value and their worth. I don't ask for something for myself. I ask you to grant them the answers that they need, the guidance that they need. Grant them what you might grant me. Grant them a miracle. Grant them what they ask you for. No more games, no more puzzles. help them to come out of this. They've suffered enough. That's all I ask of you.
I accept your request. And I will give you the answer right now. Tomorrow, in this quaint little village, is a festival. Walk with your friend, and the answer will be clear.
And with that,
as you command.
Valuna vanishes, and the moon shrinks back to its normal size in the sky. And you find yourself alone.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
What?
Oh shit!
Well, that was a hell of a fucking thing. Kurla will stagger back to their legs and I think just about make it to the gazebo and collapse onto one of the seats, just breathing heavily and trying to come to grips with what they were just told and what just happened.
Mm-hmm.
At what time would I be able to start running back out after?
With your
Right about now.
pseudo tourniquet.
Okay, sure.
Oh,
Right
for
about
fuck's
now,
sake.
yeah.
Oh,
That
God,
was gonna-
Vera.
That's the same.
The back door of the manor bursts open, and Vera comes out holding a bunch of bed sheets tied together.
Tied together.
No.
What are they climbing down a rope?
Yeah, right.
Gotta
Well-
use them to make the tourniquet, silly.
Yeah, with a bunch of bed sheets there.
You can make a tourniquet with a pencil and a strip of cloth.
So
Yep.
I have cut some blankets, some cloth blankets, and I've also transformed a piece of one of the bedposts into like one of the tourniquet like sticks.
Mm-hmm.
You trying to make a splint?
No, it's
No.
to cut off
You twist.
circulation.
You gotta use the thing to twist it.
Vera's planning on chopping my legs off. I hope.
Oh! What the?
What
I
do you
hope
think
just
a
the legs.
tourniquet's for?
Yeah, no, I
No,
know what that was for. And I thought
No,
they
the
were
other
just,
tourniquet.
no, I thought they were. Okay, no, I thought the word was. Oh.
Which
No,
is
no.
such a Vera thing to do. I
No.
fucking love it.
So I come running out of here, and you are collapsed right now in the.
No.
Sitting.
I have sat, kind of sprawled out in the gazebo, just breathing heavily and coming to grips with everything. Good evening, Vera. Hey, you doing all right? What you got all that for?
I'm not doing all right. You
I'm
literally
doing
have
fucking
spider legs.
And you literally turn into a swarm of fucking bees.
You act
what's
like
your-
that's any relation at all.
I'm not following the problem. Are you that?
What?
Are you
One
worried that you're
is
gonna?
functionally perfect. The other is a form of something that is completely self-serving and is disgusting.
What part of I'm free from that which hungers is not clear? You know
The
what?
spider legs.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they were his quote pardon gift. He doesn't have power over me anymore. In fact,
Oh, so you're liking the gifts?
if they're the worst that he can do to me, then I'm amused at them. They're gonna take some getting used to, sure. But if I'm not freaked out by them, I don't quite see why you should be. You're not the one who has to wear them.
I have to look at them first of all.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Wow.
Vera.
I mean, fuck, I'm not all that fond of some of the shit you do with your body, but you don't see me judging you for it, or at least not saying it out loud anyway. You're saying the quiet part out loud.
It seems like it needs to be said.
Okay.
I'm in a really good place right now, and you're really harshing my mellow.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
So could you maybe, take your little stick and your what? Did you just cut up bed sheets? Did you? You can't just take people's bed sheets and chop them up. That's just rude. Even I wouldn't do that.
They
Vera.
What were you
Looked from
planning on
side to
doing with
side.
those?
they had bed bugs on them.
Now they do.
Have those.
Oh.
What are you planning on doing with those? Seriously.
I was going to solve your problem, potentially, or try to.
Meaning what exactly? Can you specify, please?
Well, first you take them off, and then
Come on.
I attempt to maybe see if I can do anything about it.
They're not a pair of fucking pantaloons, Vera.
Yeah, they're spider legs.
Yeah, I kind of got that. They're attached to my thorax, not yours.
You-
How about this?
You don't
I'm
have
gonna
a
just.
thorax.
I'm gonna think. I'm gonna take this as a sign of. You know, God, you're really making this hard for me here. I'm gonna take this as an act of kindness on your part, that you're trying to help me, and I'm gonna politely and respectfully decline to have you saw my new legs off.
Sore.
All right? I don't want you coming at me with your scythe. I know you think that's your answer to everything, but in this case, no scything my legs off. All right?
Yeah, sure. No help from me. And Vera starts walking off, just accepting the gifts from the demon you hated. And I'm just gonna go back inside.
Gosh, give me fucking strength with that one. I can actually say that and mean it this time. That's amazing. Well, God give me strength. Goddess give me strength. Deity, what's the gender neutral? Is there a problem?
Luna.
Oh, this is going to take a lot of bloody work to sort out in my head. Well. So, festival. Tomorrow, got to walk in. Well, okay, I need to find out. Hey, Vera! Kurla's going to shout for Vera. Is Vera out of earshot yet?
No, but she gives you the middle finger as she walks inside.
Vera, if you want to actually be helpful, could you maybe like help me make a stick to walk on? That would actually be helpful. All right,
I
fine.
throw
fuck you
the
too.
stick.
You throw a stick at me?
Actually, I'm going to take the quarterstaff. I had made 3 quarterstaffs. I'm gonna kind of javelin throw one at the gazebo location.
Okay, can I, just for shits and giggles, try and do the grab out of thin air?
Give me, reflex save.
Excellent, because my reflex saves suck, and I want to see it smack me straight in the head. Oh dear.
Get a nat one. Get a nat one.
Oh,
Two
it was an
ones.
11, so it was a 20.
All right, that is enough to grab it out of midair.
Oh shit!
Hell yeah.
I just said you failed.
Can I say that I failed anyway?
Fail.
Can I choose to fail?
Yeah. I mean...
Okay, fine. It will. Kurla will like a very good catch, and kind of think, "Oh yeah, awesome," and then fumble it, and it'll smack him on the head, and it will drop to the ground of the gazebo. God damn it! I nearly had that. Well, they will pick it up and I guess add it to my inventory later.
About how long has Kurla been out here?
30 minutes, maybe?
Oh, well, whatever.
Long enough to refuse Vera's help, but that's how long.
Oh
Really,
my
though.
fucking God. There is no chill.
I mean, if it's been a bit, we'll come out and get them if they haven't come in after a while.
Yeah, Kurla
Zero
will.
fucking
If
chill.
Lovette comes out to find Kurla, they will find Kurla a couple of paces away from the gazebo, actually walking back and forth with their stick, trying to work with the new quarterstaff, trying to work out the best way to maneuver with it. And they're getting up to a decent clip. They're not stumbling too much, but it is kind of vile to watch them on these spindly, hairy spider legs.
I watch people in progress as they're being made doing stuff, so let's not that easily squicked by body horror.
Spider legs, though.
She makes spider shit.
Hey,
Her
Lovette.
mom was literally a spider for like
Is still.
5 years and still is, yeah.
It's still gross. Don't care how many years they are. Spider
Well,
legs
that's
are
fine
gross.
with it. You're not. Deal with it.
Are you getting used to those?
I am actually. Yeah, it's
good.
they're feeling a little bit better after I had a chat with the moon.
That's okay. Whatever works for you.
Do
Do they like health at all?
I beg pardon, I didn't catch that last.
Do they like health? Anyway.
It's hard to tell what hurts and what doesn't, because for so long, the hunger kind of overrode everything else, and with that gone, I'm still trying to get used to all the different inputs. They do hurt, but I think I can live with it.
Alright. I guess I don't know why I asked. I can't do much about that. But
It's the thought that counts. I appreciate it.
it's very well, your dinner is almost ready. I'm not allowed in the kitchen anymore, but the rest of the automatons seem to be doing a good job.
That's very sweet of you. I gotta say, I appreciate, especially considering your own interactions with that which hungers on the ship that it pulls. I'm grateful that you haven't gone Vera's route and aimed to saw these things off me yet. That was her big plan.
I mean, I figure if you want it to happen, you'll make that happen.
I can lop the damn things off myself if I need to, but I mean, I don't think it'll work, but I can,
might not
if I
be the
get
best
desperate.
option.
If I get desperate, I'll do it myself.
I mean, hey, if you apparently, according to my experience, if you piss them off enough, they'll take it away from you.
Come again?
I don't know, maybe they want it back.
What, the legs? I don't
do
think
we
it's actually
have
that which hungers legs. I think he just put them on. It just put them on me. I don't think that it's wandering around with two fewer. But what?
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, did you hear the good news? I don't want to eat you anymore.
Have you heard?
Yeah, quite.
It's
good. I've even thinking about the fact that you've been wanting to eat me.
I mean, I've been wanting to eat everyone that
it.
I meet for quite some time. I never meant I was going to. It's just always been there in the background, you know?
I mean, they've never given me the impression you were going to. I'm glad you're not suffering.
Yeah, I managed to keep it under wraps pretty decently. But notwithstanding trying to eat your aunt that one time. Well, she really did piss me off, though.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even play really on that instance. Well, maybe a little. It would definitely make my life a little complicated. But it's under the bridge. It's bad bygones.
For the record, I will still do whatever I can to help you, and it's fueled from a different place now, and Kurla will again just I mean, they've already performed a miracle, but to demonstrate as much to themselves as to Lovette, they will once again cast Spark just to get a few flicks of that fire from their fingertips. And I think it will delight them to see that it's not red and black anymore. It's, I guess, just white and silvery flame.
Thank you, I guess. I don't know what I need. Things have gotten, more complicated for me recently, so I kind of have lost sight of what we were working on.
Well, for one thing, if you ever do want to try and contact your father's soul or find it, or we've still got two scrolls that I mentioned picking up, so there's that. But
I mean, if I have to bankroll any of that, I'm happy to. But yeah, actually, now that you mention it,
I burned through 50,000 gold worth of diamonds this evening, so I'm not worried about it. I apologise, I cut you off there. It's still a bad habit of mine. I'm going to work on that.
I think you got the gist of it. I may still wish to go to this thing at some point.
And I can get you. I've got a cunning plan as to how to get you in there without anyone suspecting a thing. It would involve cutting your head off, but
okay, I'm listening.
not in a nasty way, and not in the way that Vera probably would if you asked Vera for help.
Never helping her again.
I mean, I'm not really, if it's the first decapitation, I'm not really concerned about the specifics.
Well, I mean, I'd put your head back on afterwards.
Oh yeah, well that would work.
So anyway,
I don't have to be there for it.
I mean, your head would be there, your body. Look, we'll sort it
would
out.
I be aware of it?
I've never actually done it. I've been sitting on it as sort of a party trick if it ever came to that. But, me life of the fucking party. Oh, maybe I can be the life of the party now. Maybe my jokes will actually land. Holy shit. This opens up so many new avenues for me.
One step at a time, maybe. Okay, so let's not get ahead of ourselves on that.
I still miss Furler, but Yeah, it's been a
So,
pretty good evening. Let's go in, shall we?
A bit of time is going to pass. It is now evening of the 20th of November, and as everyone heads back inside to get ready for bed, the twins are actually going to race through the area, babbling about something or other.
Well, it's going to be wonderful. Should we get dressed up? I think we might get dressed up.
I can look pretty dapper if I do try hard enough. You trying hard enough to be dapper isn't exactly your most excellent quality. I always look dapper. Hardly. They stop and see you guys. Oh.
Good evening,
Auntie
children.
Kurla, what happened?
Kurla's going to
Well,
just be struck dumb by the fact that they were called Auntie Kurla.
Oh, auntie, I believe is the correct term, actually. Auntie. Sorry. Still getting used to it.
No, that just meant a lot to me to hear, especially tonight.
Well,
The legs.
Everyone's family here. Are you going to keep making faces at us? Yes, it's...
I'm trying not to cry because my sister would have absolutely loved spending more time with you.
Sorry.
She's gone to the moon, and I've got horrible spider legs, but I'm also no longer in the employ of that horrible spider, so...
It's okay. Our parent went to another world. Yes, it's true.
So it's a win overall then for me, and I hope that your parents doing alright in the other world.
They give a glance to each other and then just look back at you.
I tell you what, was there something about cookies you mentioned earlier?
Oh, yes. These strange little things that Auntie Lovette made marched through and just had cookies everywhere. Mother was quite upset. She said not that much dessert before bedtime, but we still ended up sneaking most of them.
Would you like some? And they just pull out of their pockets several dozen cookies in their hands.
My boys get really worked up once they start baking. They can't stop.
The help was very scared by it.
It was funny.
I would love some, and if you wouldn't mind, I get so fucking lost in this place. Would you mind showing me to that room with the nice, the moon decor, the moon window? Is that alright for me to be in there? Or is that off limits?
I think it's alright, yes. Does no one want the cookies?
Oh, I absolutely want the cookie. Kurla will reach out the hand that isn't gripping the quarterstaff.
Cookies. It's dusty.
Yes, thank you.
Alright.
That is quite possibly
What
the
the
best
fuck did
cookie
you
I've
have
had in
here?
my life.
Lovette's things
my
made it.
Gosh,
But it's
Fruit
homegrown
tastes-
ingredients. That's true. Yes, you wanted to go to the moon room.
yes, please. It seems thematically appropriate now.
This way. And they kind of both gesture as they're side by side, almost kind of giving you the hallway as they slowly make their way around you to walk side by side, one kid at each of your arms. And they take your hands, like each one has a hands, and they lead you through these weaving hallways here and there where you will most likely get lost again. And they bring you to the moon room, which is hidden deep within the help side of the estate. And they open the door for you and just
Thank you
simply
very
nod.
much. Thank you very much, both of you. So, before I pass out on the sofa again, as I think I did last time, what's this about a festival tomorrow?
Oh, it's the Harvest Festival. Would you guys come with us, please?
I would
We
love
still
to.
have to ask Uncle Petravian and Auntie Lovette, and
They'll bring Vera, so
You'd think Vera would like the harvest festivals. I mean, one legitimate use for that
I
bloody
don't
great
know
big
what
scythe of theirs.
I don't know what Auntie Vera actually likes other than bees.
That's about it.
Cutting people's legs off is the newest thing, I think. It might just be a fad.
We have a question for you as well. Yes,
Oh,
we
what?
do.
Sure, yes. But what
How
can I do
does
for
one
you?
become mature? Our sister always talks about how she's technically older than us. And it's a little insulting because we're different, yes.
I think it has less to do with age and more to do with experience, but honestly, if I were you two, I wouldn't be in that much of a hurry. Let it happen as it happens and enjoy yourselves while you are as you currently are.
Oh, sorry.
That doesn't help you much, does it?
No, it's just... We're just processing some thoughts we've had the past few weeks, months. But have a wonderful nap. We will get you in the morning.
Is it
Yes.
something that I can help you with? I'm
No,
here if you
we
do
can
want
do
to.
this. Yes, we can.
All right. Well, I owe a lot to you and your mum, so if I can help at all, I'm at your disposal.
All we need you to do is sleep and go to the festival with us tomorrow. Yes,
Yeah, I
please.
feel like sleep would do me some fucking good right now.
And
'cause
maybe wear something a little more festive. Yes.
That's a good point. Is there somewhere in town I can get some new threads? 'Cause
They just give you a look. Oh, you don't need to go into town to get good clothing.
How do you feel about the color magenta?
Does it go with spider?
might be a little strong, but I'm open
Creams,
to
golds, magenta.
experimenting, but probably tomorrow versus today.
Well, Mom
Tomorrow
said
morning.
you might be living with us, so you'd be a polyhymnia then.
My face is doing that thing again, isn't it?
Yeah, it's disturbing to say the least.
Have you not seen someone cry before?
Usually they're responsible for it.
I suppose we have. I think we've cried before. But the way people describe it is much different than... Yes.
It is lovely for you to say that, and I appreciate it. Hence the crying, or at least the face making horrible. I tell you what, I love the fact that you're more disturbed by the face than you are by the spider legs, so I thank you for that much. I think I need to pass out before I make
And
more
they
weird
both
faces.
kind of touch you, and you're already laying on the couch. Good night, Auntie Kurla. And they close the door.
How in the bloody hell? You know what? I'm not even gonna.
And they run back, race back to Petravian and Lovette, trying to catch them before they go to bed. Wait! Before you go! Sorry,
I'm not going anywhere.
we're not supposed to be loud at night, but... Will you come with us to the Harvest Festival tomorrow?
Okay.
Of course.
We got to save the world, but I mean,
Please, Auntie Lovette. Yes, please.
I
It
mean
would
if your
mean the
mother
world
says
for
it's
us.
okay.
I mean, how
You
could
guys-
you say no to that?
It's a holiday, and you're supposed to spend time with family on holidays.
Sure.
And they give you
If
puppy
I
dog
would-
eyes.
Yeah, come on,
That
Lovette.
isn't fair. But Petravian, you need to take this whole Deadlands thing more seriously in general. But
Yeah,
we-
probably.
Alright, just stop with the eyes. Alright,
He's just
fine.
shoveling these fucking cookies in his face like, man, buddy, you ain't gonna win this one.
I'm going to make sure
Perfect.
Lizzie is waiting to go across, but
If you don't have anything nice to wear, the tailors will have something for you in the morning. Apparently, they
Nothing
have your
nice?
sizes already.
Sleeves this time, please. Sleeves this time.
They look at your crystalline arm.
Oh, we can
Oh.
probably do one sleeve.
Yeah, one sleeve, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they have a good, not a barber? You know what? We'll work with it.
Gardener.
We'll work with it.
God, yeah.
Gardener.
Groundskeeper.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, we'll be going to bed. Good night, everyone, and thank you for coming to the festival with us.
Oh, I can't
Course.
wait! And they kind of just skip off to their rooms.
So with the twins skipping off to the rooms, if anyone else has any pressing business tonight, let me know. Otherwise, we will roll time forward.
Cookies. That's it.
Vera.
Oh, pressing business. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I don't know pressing business, but Lovette's gonna hang out. She's actually gonna pull out Archie and just wait by the door for Riz to get back. Make sure that Riz gets back tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eventually, Vera would also return to the outside grounds and would be pacing around waiting for Risen to show back up, and probably would eventually fall asleep in the gazebo.
Yeah, Lovette will probably fall asleep outside as well.
Okay. So my question then is, what is Riz going to do after sitting with Jiro on a rooftop for a while?
I think they fall asleep in his arms, kind of just tired out from everything.
Okay.
Mentally
then
and
as-
emotionally, physically exhausted, everything.
In that case, as soon as Riz falls asleep, Jiro would carry them back to the estate and would kind of silently, wordlessly communicate to those that are waiting for Riz that, they're here and they're fine, and would probably lay them in a comfortable bed inside the manor. So at that point, a bit of time passes, and that will take us on to the 21st of November, which happens to be the Harvest Festival in this part of the world. The day is interesting. First of all, it is a beautifully sunny day. There's only a few clouds in the sky, and it's warmer than normal. The town has been decorated with a number of fun things. There's streamers. There are stages that have been set up with performers. There's tables of food that have been prepared. It's a lovely little community festival in this area, and it is in full swing by the time all of you are up and prepared to go. So different clothes have been laid out for all of you that have been provided by the estate, and it is all sort of in harvest colors, like lots of earth tones and oranges and things like that, so it sort of match the changing colors of the leaves.
And of course, always a hint of magenta.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
Always a hint of magenta. You never get away from that.
Not in this household.
not in the Polyhymnia estate, that's for damn sure. So all of you head to this festival and are at some levels begrudgingly interested in it. Like I'm sure Vera doesn't care all that much, aside from
What the
aside
fuck
from the
are
fact
we doing?
aside from the fact that there might be some honey there.
Well, locally sourced, of course.
Yeah, it's
locally
not good
sourced
enough
honey.
for Vera. You know
Yeah.
this.
Now, first
That's
of
true.
all, our honey's better, so
Yeah,
Well,
of course.
Yes, but you still gotta. You
buy
still
local,
give.
but our local.
The honey
But,
itself has like a bit of a magenta tone to it, or a reddish tone to the honey, because of the magenta flowers that are found throughout the village, which
Oh.
is where the Polyhymnias
Mhm.
got their color.
So
Save the bees, folks.
during this festival, Kurla, are you sticking by Riz?
As they will be as close to Riz as Riz indicates that they are welcome to be close. They are mindful of what Valuna said, but they also don't want to bother Riz if Riz doesn't want them near them. But they will certainly approach Riz to try to strike up the conversation.
Okay.
It's not exactly that they have like bags under their eyes, but it definitely looks like they cried throughout the night.
Well, Kurla has not really changed. Well, okay, they're wearing their harvest outfit, but they haven't really changed their full outfit yet. But they are wearing openly, above their clothes, the symbol of Valuna that Riz gifted to them all those months ago. And yeah, they're wearing it with a certain amount of pride as they walk over to see those bags under Riz's eyes. So, how are you doing, Raz?
They just kind of shrug. It seems like they can't muster to speak. Not right now.
Well, I had an interesting conversation with Valuna last night. Looks like I'll be serving them. Serving her, I should say.
They nod, looking a little unsure, as their eyes always keep falling down to your legs.
I imagine they're covered.
Yeah.
The harvest outfit they probably gave Kurla was likely a full-length piece of attire.
You can still kind of see the spindly, spidery bits sticking out from underneath the hem of the robes, and they're leaning on their stick. It also she helped me with some of the discomfort, and I'm walking a little bit better now. It's an adjustment, but it beats how things were before. Listen, Rez, I asked Valuna for something.
They look at you confused.
Something to help you.
And
Her response was that we should walk to the festival and in the festival
so
together.
before you can get too much further in the explanation of all that,
Okay.
Jiro, by the way, has stepped away to get some food from a table and probably bring it back. But he's away from them at the moment, and it's just the two of you standing in the street here. There's elves going back and forth about their business, like enjoying the festival. And as the two of you are standing there, a young elven boy, looking no older than maybe the human age of 11 or 12, is walking by, and he has sort of a box strapped to him. Like they strap over both shoulders, supporting a bin that's up to his like braced on his stomach, and it's full of these little toys in them. And as he's walking, he says, "Pinwheels for sale. Pinwheels, 2 copper. You can buy the wind."
Kurla will...
I don't have enough, I apologize.
Kurla will toss the kid a silver. Just for the two of them. And hand one over to Riz.
Kurla, you pluck 2 of these pinwheels out of this bin, and you hand one to Riz. Riz, do you take this?
Of course. It's a gift.
You pick the pinwheel up out of Kurla's hands, and as the two of you do, it's been a relatively windy day. And as you do, the little pinwheel begins to spin in the wind. And as you look at it, your memories come rushing back. Shit. Fade to black.
Ooh. Oh, fuck.
Thanks for listening. As always, special thanks to William Succi and Andreas Pichler for the intro and outro themes, and Emily Roll for Fantasy for this episode soundtrack. Interested in following us on social media? Follow us on Twitter at CheckPleaseDND. Or want to support the podcast and be part of the Czech Republic? Go to our Patreon under the Czech Republic. Until next time.